One, two, three, one, two, three.
Testing.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
yeah, good. Let me just.
Can
Sorry.
someone hear me?
It was me. Just give me a moment. I'll have to charge my phone.
Alright, Emma, please put the intro again. I'm just finishing to fix sound issues. Alright, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the biggest of all dogs, joined by Emma, and I think DDA will also be here this evening. And this is the night. This is the night where we will be crowning the tour champion. But before we get into all of that, first of all, we would like to present, as we weren't here last night and we weren't able to broadcast ourselves, the podium ceremony for inline, where gold medalist was Joe Whiteley. Second place was Tijo from the Netherlands, a big surprise and a great race from him. And the third place was Swaxton, also for Great Britain. Let's hear the British national anthem.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of England. والآن يرجى البقاء في حال الوقوف لعزف النشيد الوطني لإنجاز
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, congratulations to the champion of yesterday, Joe Whiteley. He won inline final, and he got obviously the gold medal with it. Also, Tiho won silver and Swaxon bronze. Uh, okay, let's see if someone is here though before we move into into the actual parkours and all of that, and the players. Because I think we have Basso here. Basso, hello, good evening.
Hello, I'm actually here to comment.
Yes, but before we get to that, you were one of the players in the lobby last night, and we would like to hear at least someone from there since we didn't have the chance to be here last night. Tell me, how did it go for you?
Yeah, I played like I did in 2021. I'm not proud of my performance, but at least I can speak about it more rationally now. I'm not blinded by
What
emotions or anything.
what would you say went wrong? Because I didn't actually see the race yet. For you to yet again be so close yet so far from another medal.
Well, first of all, I still have a hidden superiority complex or something because I mean I don't know how else to explain it other than that I tend to attack way too often and then lose energy in the process, and I still feel like I should have more energy than them because I manage well, but that's just one part of the equation, and the other is that I should have just been more conservative and waited for the others to move and then just outsprint them. But as things stand,
Do you think
it's
that,
disappointing.
sorry to interrupt you, but do you think this is actually a relevant question? Do you actually think that your problem might be the need to find, or the solution for it, the need to find a balance between the, maybe not attack so much, but also not be too conservative? Because as we've seen from a few legendary players, that often also comes back to bite them.
Yeah, I mean that's also true. What I need to do first of all is play a bit play under a bit less stress than I did in the last two finals. I played basically to get it over with and not for the fun. So that was one of the issues. But
Perhaps
it's
not the
something
best
I have to work on.
approach in hindsight.
I mean, that's seriously not the way I should have played it. I stressed way too much about it in the hours beforehand, and as a result, I was indecisive, and then I attacked, and I stopped, and yeah, it's just a skill issue. Um,
All right.
I don't have any explanation about that. It's just I shouldn't be playing like this, and I have played a lot better than I did in the.
Primary thing in form of advice I can tell you right now is perhaps don't expect to win every single time. No one can. Even the best of all time can tell you that they won every single title possible. So I guess that's a good way to go. Thank you, Basso, for being here as an interviewer. And now you're going to switch hat and join me tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the champions. This is the Champions League Tour final. And today we find our final road gold medalist, except, of course, TTT and ITT that come tomorrow. But this is the big one of road that is left. And Emma, if you could move to player slides. I know the stage is about to begin and all of that, but since the beginning takes a while for something to happen, we can actually put the slides we had ready because we'll need them. And in this final tonight, we have Joe Whiteley, Ghosty, and Alder. They were first, second, and third of their semi-final group. Joe with 240 points, Ghosty 177, Alder 120. Basso, that is here with us tonight, I'll speak with him in just a little moment, was fifth of that group with 77 points. From the semi-final group B, we have Frabo, 267 points, the player that scored more in the semi-finals, UB 155, and Jakub 139. All right, and we move to the parkours route. While we wait for the slide to come, I would also like to officially welcome my commentator for the evening, Basso. Hello, thank you so much for being here.
Yo, what's up? No problem.
Uh,
Glad to
you're
help.
seeing these routes, I assume. What's your quick take on them?
Wait, I see the stream of EMEA. I'll just have to switch accounts on my computer to see it more properly, because
All right.
watching it on my phone
Well,
is a
out of the
torture.
blue right now, while you do that, I'm gonna give some quick opinions about them. Obviously, I don't have the actual profile. In-game profile will tell us more. But these look like really hard stages, the ones that require skill, and the kind of stages that can promote some interesting racing. So the Tree Mountain stages definitely seem to be a good way to go. And then there's the typical hilly stage, in this case, Luxembourg Bourchard, that it's a stage where you might not win the GC, but you might actually lose it. Personally, I don't like these kinds of stages, but it's not because they're bad. It's because they're really boring for me to have to look at the screen the entire time. Because up, down, and all of that. But they're actually fun stages when you're into it, and sometimes I am into them. So I think that it could be a very interesting race.
Absolutely. If I might add, I actually
Please do
looked
so.
into all four stages and I reconned them before semifinals. So yeah, we played it with Gabi and a few other players. So at least the mountain stages. So basically, this one is about
Basso,
who's
sorry to interrupt you. We will get back to your thoughts. But right now, the stage is about to start, and before we go, one last time, we will hear, for now, the Champions League anthem. All right, I want to take this opportunity to welcome everyone that is currently watching yet again. As you already know, these are the champions. This is the Champions League. Tonight, we will be crowning the Tour champion. Good evening to all once again. I am the biggest of all dogs, tonight with Emea as usual, and Basso will join me in the booth. Good evening, Basso. You were saying about the stages?
yo, I'm here. Okay, so basically, to start off, it has already started. So can you give me a quick recap of the last 10 kilometers?
Nothing happened.
Okay, fair enough. I see
I mean, there's a 5-man break, but it doesn't have enough lead. Let's see if it sticks. But while we wait for it, you can actually give your opinions.
Okay, so first of all, about this stage, I wouldn't discount the breakaway like this. The
No.
main thing,
Like I said, if it sticks, but we still have to wait a bit to see. So you can talk about the stages first, and then we'll focus fully on the race.
yeah. So basically, in this one, my opinion is that you should pace as consistently as possible on your 73 and 75 mountain. Try to make them survive the first climb and attack to them with your climber, and maybe use an element of surprise and create a break. Because it's a really short stage, so green bar won't really be a problem unless you like. Yeah, there's just no way it's a problem. And if you manage well, there should be some rating at the back, and you should have the win and the old jersey. But I mean, of course, everything depends on the lobby and the approach of everyone else.
All right. What about the others? Do you think that they can promote an actually interesting and skilled tour where the guys with more skill have in theory, obviously, a chance to actually be on the top of the standings at the end of the night.
Mention the devil. Look at Frabo.
Sorry.
Look at Frabo. He's got 5 men in the breakaway, and
Oh, we have we have an actual team attack by Frabo. Well, almost a team attack by Frabo.
yeah, and he has Fortunato in the breakaway, which is the 82 mountain.
Yeah, so I'm guessing he lost one to launch those peeps.
Yep, Conti it seems.
So as we see, the race is starting to implode, to fall apart right on the first climb, the Col de la Madeleine, and Frabo is suddenly the big star of the break, as he has everyone that he can that is left from his team, 5 men at this point in the break. Eme, if we could see the rest of the composition of U1 quickly, we have Yubi with Ghosty, sorry, with 4 guys. Five, yeah, because that 6 is gonna drop. Jakub also launching his 6 men, trying to desperately get there as soon as he can. Joe Whiteley sticks with 3, but let's see how long that lasts, because there's actually Yubi trying to pace up now with their guys. Interesting start, Bossa, wouldn't you say?
I must admit I actually reconned with Frabo. So so I believe this was the whole plan from him, but
So
let's see if it
You
works
have
out.
an idea of what he plans, but obviously don't tell us because we want to see it unfold.
Yep, basically, all I'll say is fireworks. That's that sums it
Well,
up.
it's looking like it. So far, we don't need to have a rocket science engineering degree to see that he's really going. However, let's
I
check.
mean, the stage is still long. Yeah, that's true. It's still 80 kilometers or so.
Yeah,
85.
it's not a long stage, but there's still of what there is. There's still a lot to go. 2 more climbs and the rest of this one. But Frabo already going for set fireworks, as we can see, and
People dropping like flies.
exactly what he wants at this point. Yubi trying to put on a consistent enough pace to not lose everyone at once and still not lose the group. Let's see if he can do that. And Fortunato already going alone.
Wow, that's not what I
Wow.
had expected, and that's not what I
That
expected he would do. You know, and he
that
did.
seems to be completely backfiring for Frabo because everyone else will have at least 1 or 2 guys depending on the pace they take this now, and it's not that hard. So if they play it right, they can have 2 guys with them, and Frabo will be alone. Would you say that he completely fucked his chances for this stage?
This is nuts. I don't think this will work. Unless he's like a genius. No, that this won't work. I
Because
believe.
at this point, it's no longer fireworks. It's drama for Frabo that has at least 1 man in the peloton. Let's see if he can sustain. And if he can put 1 more there in the downhill, I don't know the distance, but it's not looking good.
I mean that's all nice, but how is he gonna pace the downhill alone? that's the issue.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think. I think if he had an idea of exploding the race and setting fireworks and all, I think he went a bit too far.
Yep. I mean, if he had Sobrero with him, that would have been a different story. But
Yeah,
no,
but
it's
just
too bad.
Fortunato alone is terrible. I also would like to welcome ASG and Fendadar in the chat. ASG says it's for Alder, the tour. Obviously, it's for Alder tonight. Let's see. Best of luck to him, ASG, and thank you for being here. Finn says, "What's happening? What the fuck?" Well, Finn, here's what's happening, and welcome as well. Bravo decided to attack at the start of the climb period, and I'm assuming he wanted to do some fireworks, kill all the helpers, get an advantage. The problem is he went a bit too hard and ended up with no helpers himself, so things not looking good for him. I think he still has the 78 in the peloton or in a group nearby, so to speak, but that's it.
I mean, he does, but still, that's just hilarious. I mean, at the very least, it opens up the race.
It's
Better than
entertaining at least, and it opens up the race. I mean, can't
better
ask
for us.
for much more. There are better starts, but this is actually quite good. You be keeping the 82 rider with 3 domestiques, Basso, but at the expense of some of some gap starting to build
I
against
mean,
him.
this
What
is
do you
a
think?
enormous gap. I think this isn't the wisest solution for Hubie.
Do you think that he might be the one thinking with a more cold and prevailed head at this point? Or maybe thinking too cold for his good?
You can see two extremes on the screen. One is Frabo and the other is Hubie. So,
Exactly. Yeah, I completely
but
agree.
as you can see, the whole peloton stopped while Frabo still maintained his gap. And I mean, if he paces consistently, green bar shouldn't be that big of an issue. I believe he should
Alder
lose.
is still behind, but Yubi, yeah, that gap is about 3 minutes to Frabo, so 2 minutes for the peloton, give or take.
And I believe Frabo is aiming to recover all, which I believe he will because the downhill was long. He also won 15 points on IS, so that worst case scenario, he has that.
Yeah,
Don't forget.
for sure. It's being in entertaining. It's been a while since I've seen a stage start with such not complete fireworks, but a lot of them.
I mean, this is such a Frabo thing to do, not gonna lie. But
It
yeah,
is actually. I've played with him
Joe's
so
gonna pick
many
now.
times. Oh, Joe Whiteley attacking now. Joe Whiteley is making the move. Is this wise? Bustle? What do you think?
I mean, at this point it is. He does have the domestic advantage, although it's not gonna be that big of an advantage
You are
on this.
our technical specialist for this evening, so I'll be asking you a lot of those questions about is it worth it? It's obviously I do have my opinions, and we also gave them, but we also want to hear that from you because you're a very good player and an actual specialist on how the game works and on the tactical part as well. Do you think that Joe did that move to keep UB behind?
Might be one of the explanations. However, I believe he was just trying to bring Frabo back because if the pace isn't consistent and Frabo can pace his own way while the rest will wait for
By the
example for the
way,
17
I
minutes.
hadn't noticed until now that Jakub was, well, now he's about to be caught or joined. Jakub has gone as well, or trying to go as well, and for a while he had like a short gap there. Don't know if intentional, but it seemed like he was ready to take advantage of it.
I mean, this is interesting. It's I mean the wisest strategy for all involved should be to not try to keep their 78 mountain after this climb.
So, Pravo
He's-
gets finally his helper back, but
Yep.
considering others have 3 or 4 riders, it's not looking good for him.
Well, don't forget that he had the chance to go .60 at the start of the climb, while the
Yes.
others had to accelerate, which means he should have some, at least some green bar advantage, yellow bar advantage. I mean,
Well,
so
truth be told, at this time, it's far worse for Yubi than anyone else, given how this turned out.
yep. I mean, catching 2 minutes in the last 10k of the climb, that's gonna be difficult. But let's see. Maybe the peloton stops or something. Yubi is risking it all here, but if he does come back with his helper before the final climb, I believe he would be the favorite because he spent the least green bar from all.
Well, the fact is that there's constant moving in there because not only people want to leave, they also want to speed up things to and increase the effort to not allow Yubi back. I think it's both things.
Yep. I mean, that could be one of the things. In that case, Ghosty isn't that great of a German teammate.
Well, this
We
is
see
an
him attack.
individual competition.
Yeah,
Can't blame him.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's funny, but uh, let's see. Frabo needs to hold that helper for as long as he possibly can, but it seems like he's going to follow at all costs, which he kind of has to anyway. So
Let's face it. If no one tries anything, Joe wins. That's true. I believe. In this scenario, I don't
Yubi
think anyone
now
can outmanage Joe per se. So
36 from E1, 212 from the rest.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Frabo tried something again.
No,
'Cause, like,
that's Fravo's. That's always in Fravo's nature.
because I mean, his green bar will suffer a bit, but still, I believe it's only at the beginning of the last climb when
We
your
we
yellow
can
bar might.
accuse Fravo of a lot of things, but being afraid of attacking is definitely not one of them. And there goes Fortunato again, followed by Dowsett. But
Interesting
Alder is
strategy.
closing in.
Is Joe trying to keep Carr? Yeah, no, he's protecting Thomas.
No, he was actually trying to see if I think he was trying to either take a ride with Fortunato or trying to close. I was too fast, but I think he was actually trying to.
I believe Carr is the puncher, right?
Yes, Kara is the puncher and Dowsett is the 78, and that's the guy that Joe wants to keep. And he's probably gonna send in. Oh no, it's Thomas that goes. That means probably all of them did their job for the day. Maybe Joe hopes to keep one on the peloton at a slower pace, but let's see. It will depend on how the others.
Well, this is
Uh,
exciting.
This is getting interesting. From all the finals we had this year, this has got to be the best start.
I mean, look, Frabo, at the very least, even if he loses the stage, he still got the KOMs. And
Yeah, and he's actually allowed this stage to be very, very interesting. Cannot lie.
I mean, look at the Hubie. I think he's done. Unless, yeah, I believe
Yeah,
he's done.
3 minutes and something. I think this is the end, at least for the stage. I mean, there's still 3 more. Can still make something happen,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
in this
he
stage, it's
can't
gonna be
make
hard.
a remontada. That's not what I'm saying.
So,
So yeah,
I also want to say hi to Daniel Miko, Nautis, Ibra, and I think the others I had already said hi. And Nautis is saying, bro, Fravo playing now, lol. Ibra saying the Fravo special. I tested it with Fravo. He came to conclusion that teammates won't be too useful on this stage. Well, at least having one would be nice. Joe has Dowsett there. I didn't even see it
that's it.
until now. Yubi also stressed because his football team is playing overtime in UEFA Europa League. Right, I can actually understand that because often I'm paying attention to other things and shit like that happens. So I can't judge anyone for that. It's a shame for Yubi because now he has a big margin to close in the rest of the stages.
And I mean, he should pace at least 99 with his 75 mountain in the downhill. Because
Yeah.
as things stand, he was doing like 70 based on the rider animation, which means he isn't really
Ibra
catching up.
says that he already lost GC. Daniel Miko says, nah, short stage. But I think it's going to depend on what he can do on the final climb and on the rest of this downhill. Especially the
He is
rest of this downhill.
slowly biting away from the gap, but I don't think it will be enough. I might be wrong
Yeah.
though.
I
I
think
mean,
he
I
would
do have
need.
my favorite. I do have my favorite. He's at the
Which
front
is?
now. But, I mean, Jakub, of course, but
Of course. I completely forgot. My bad. The truth is that Yubi would need to shave at least 1 minute from that gap. Entering the climb with 1 minute would be recoverable.
Yep, I'm just hoping he 99s for his own good, because
Can we check Yubi a minute? Thank you.
he doesn't. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Unless he tries to. I mean, he has to have fully recovered. I'm not sure why he isn't 99 pacing. Having two domestiques on a 9% climb is just dumb, to be frank. So
I don't know what he's doing either, to be honest. 141. Actually, well, that needed to take a little bit more, but let's see if it's still enough or not. Perhaps he thinks that he saved enough to catch them.
yeah, but this isn't a 200-kilometer monster stage where green bar matters. That's the issue.
Indeed.
So, if he did this in stage 4, I would applaud him, but here it just doesn't make sense.
Well, here is Ghosty joining back.
I mean, I might be completely wrong, and he still might win the stage, but
I mean,
nah.
yeah, you never know. In competition, things can change very quickly. But right now, Yubi goes with his leader and his final domestic. He's with two guys like most other people, and he has 44 seconds to close. and he needed and desperately needs to close them as soon as possible to not be in constant effort behind the group.
Exactly.
Because there's a big difference in having to survive the pace of a group, managing, being in the right position, and constantly pushing to try and get there. If it takes too long, it's going to hurt him.
Only 10 kilometers
I
left.
mean, not necessarily here on this climb, but there are some turns. Basically, I've noticed that on
Oh,
each turn.
Alder is
Oh,
ahead. I hadn't even noticed.
oof,
55 seconds
interesting.
gap.
Ooh,
It's not
that's.
a it's not a bad place to attack, and it's a good lead so far.
I mean, consistent pace is the best on this climb. I must.
Joe Whiteley recovered car on the downhill and is putting him to pace back Alder. For now, the gap is stable.
There really isn't a huge advantage to having domestics on the climb itself. Just
UB
look.
will re-enter, but at what cost is the big question. And speaking at what cost,
Using
where
such
where is
percentages
it?
that the
Oh
strongest
yeah,
can
Ibra
create some
actually says it
gaps.
here. Thought I saw it in the chat as well. UB will come back, but at what cost also asks Ibra. What do you think, Basil?
At the cost of a minute or minute and a half, I believe.
Yeah, that might be an accurate prediction. Let's hope we are all wrong, but
Okay,
there's
so
so
as things
much you can
stand,
do.
the stage should be between Joe and Alder, I believe.
Yeah, Joe did not want to pace anymore. As soon as Carr died, he went for it, and now he's attacking, and he's going to reach Alder. 20 seconds now, and only 5 guys behind. But right now, let's see how this goes because this is okay. It's
5
2-2-1.
kilometers to the finish line.
Of course, Fravo is
Well,
alone, and
Domestic
Yubi.
died first, which is interesting. Compared to Alder, I mean.
It is, but especially coming from Joe, that always uses an appropriate pace to close without killing himself too much.
If I were to bet now, it's Alder who wins.
Don't never count out Joe, but your bet
I mean,
is
yeah,
valid.
that's
And I
true,
would
but
bet in Joe at this point because sometimes it's not who loses the domestic first, but what you do after he dies that can make the difference, as I
that's
often
also
say,
true.
and it's so true.
Falling behind. A team leader
And
But
now
I
is
it's
mean,
falling
the
Jakub
behind.
trying to get them, but I think they're gonna fight for the stage. Oh, but Jakub is gonna
oh,
close, but let's see
okay,
if he
but
has the energy. Everyone is getting back now. 5 guys.
now this is
UB.
an issue. If I don't think Alder should have ratted here, he should have at least helped Joe a bit.
Yeah, I think that's a big issue that players sometimes have, and they end up losing the chance of even a second place is better than having to risk being fifth. UB
Exactly.
is almost there. Can he
This
avoid
climb features some
major
dreadful
time
percentages.
losses? And now Joe is in the back. Positioning is important.
Ooh,
Frabo as well and
Alder.
Jakub. Solar taking the initiative then, and they're about to sprint. 5 guys for the win. It's gonna be Alder. Is it? Is it? It
Oh,
is. Oh no, he
oh,
died. He died. Joe died.
oh,
Oh, it's gonna be Jakub. It's gonna be Jakub.
Jakub,
It's gonna be
Jakub.
Jakub. Jakub
Yes.
wins.
It's a superb
Okay,
sprint
I
win
probably
for
shouldn't.
Rafael Mashka.
I probably
And
shouldn't say.
Alder
The
is
path markers who
second.
appear to be fairly
And
numerous
Thomas
in this
is
difficult race.
sorry, Ghosty is third. Thomas fourth. I don't know how. I didn't see how much UB lost, but this clock isn't always reliable, so we wait. And then Frabo fifth and Ghosty sixth. Sorry, UB sixth, and we wait to see the gaps, especially UB's, because he might have actually saved it as best as possible. But let's see.
Wow, that's not what I expected from this stage, and it was better than what I had expected. So always nice. Okay, time for EMEA not to go over the time limit. And yeah, okay. Bauer will make it, I believe. The
Well, he
most
still has
interesting
two
bell.
more riders. So.
Most interesting over OTL bell. Anyway, I believe any of those three could have won in a different universe. In the
Uh,
last universe, I mean, of
do you
course,
think that Joe and Alder were simply punished for the efforts they spent on their first attack or
they
their main
paced
attack?
too inconsistently. They shouldn't have stopped at like the 3K mark. If they hadn't, I believe they win with a 10 plus second gap.
Do you think that if you were in Joe's position when Alder didn't help and actually stopped behind him, would you kept forcing the pace?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have either. That's just a matter of a few seconds, and you don't
Yeah.
always think in the most rational way possible.
Yeah, it's a quick decision. But do you think if Joe forced a bit more, that he could actually fought for the stage and or got the stage in this case alone with even 10 seconds gap, for example, or 5?
I mean, it's still only like what 20 seconds to Jakub. I think Joe will gain that back.
Sorry,
There are 3 more stages, and
sorry,
if
Emma, can you show the actual stage gaps again? Because I missed them. Yeah.
classifica a tempo. Sì.
Times set. You lost 12, Frabo 22, UB, Ghostly 39. Where's UB? Oh no,
The
UB
UB6,
39.
yeah, 4 seconds. That's decent.
Actually, 39. That's a decent save. We were estimating never less than a minute, and he did manage to prove us wrong. However, it's an important gap. But a good attack or a good finish on one of the other mountain stages can change things.
Yeah, I believe it showed that he can manage energies. It's just that he didn't tactically judge the situation well. That's the Hubie way.
Actually, we follow with the Luxembourg stage, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 first cats in this stage. 10 points for each that crosses it first. So this is going to be a huge KOM battle in this stage. And then there's, of course, the HCs that we still have to go through, at least one. So,
In a normal scenario, I would have hoped that Hubie will be given a free hand, basically, at attacking, but that's not gonna happen, I'm afraid. So,
now, with 39 seconds, I don't think that's going to happen.
yeah, he would need at least like 2 minutes, and even then, there's still gonna be someone who places it back, which is a bit
No,
frustrating.
could it be that Hubie's situation is bad in all senses right now because he's still going to be treated as a contender, and he's going to have far more difficulty getting them ranking points, as I like to call them sometimes, those KLM points in this case.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this stage is the one where he has to make a difference. Maybe what they can do is drop one of the 5 players still in base. No, well, I mean, Hubie is still in the game, but the 5 players with a better GC position, maybe drop 1 or 2 of them, because this stage is definitely the one where you can lose it. So maybe that's what can happen, but I don't think there will be any gaps between the 82 mountain guys. But
Jakob
okay.
saying, "What is this game today? My riders are moving way too much across the road for no reason." Welcome to PCM, Jakub. Frabo will be aggressive again at kilometer 50, says Eber Cadaver. What do you think, Jakub? Would that be a good idea?
Is it Jakub writing in the chat?
No, this was Eber that said no. Jakub
Ladies and
wrote
Okay.
about his riders being across the road.
The profile of the route is a fairly mixed bag, so everybody's
Eber says that
just
Frabo.
Today's race will be run.
Frabo says that Eber says that Frabo will be aggressive again at starting at kilometer 50. Think that's a good plan?
I mean, could be. I won't spoil anything. That's that's
Yes. I forgot
yeah.
that.
As I said, I have tested this stage with Rabo, so that's.
All right, we'll see.
I mean, it is a stage where you can attack. The question is whether the attack will be wise or not.
Right now, everyone is still together, obviously. Second stage just started.
Yep. I mean, I still believe the KOM is for the climber, 82 climber.
Yeah, considering those 3 mountain stages, one already done, that might be. However, there's 50 points here. That's a lot of points.
That's also true.
I mean, 50 just
I'll
the first
quickly check
match.
the profile for the.
Because there's also a third cat and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well, second cat. So that's a lot of KLM points on this stage.
Okay, so if I count it correctly, there should be 4 more horse category climbs.
It's
Then there should be
8 points for the one finishing ahead, and so
6 more cat ones, and,
wow,
and a
that's
few
60
few
points.
more cat threes, and yeah, two more cat threes. So that's
How many points gives the first place in Cat 2? Do you know?
in stage 2.
Yeah.
I believe it's 0.
No,
If
no,
I
no.
can count.
2? Cat 2 0?
Oh yeah, I thought stage 2. Sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah,
Cat
it's
2.
10 points. So there's still 25 points in this stage. 2 points or 1 point for the third cat. I don't remember. Emma, the one you can.
I'll quickly check. Just give me a minute.
Okay, so I'll tell you. 50, 75, and it's just one, so 77 points in this stage alone, just for the first rider.
Yeah, I mean
Right.
it's tempting to go for the puncher, but still, I believe he's gonna die hard on the last 2 stages when it comes to the KM battle. So
True, but if you actually manage to do some good points with him here, and for some bizarre reason, because it's seeming very unlikely today, given how this has been played, manage to put him in a break in the next stages, maybe it happens.
I mean everything is possible, especially on stage 4 where it's just gonna be a Gabi fest. that's a word I use often. It's gonna be about green bar and about how you manage your domestics, and if the rest of the lobby plays competently, the yellow jersey should be fucked. Sorry, screwed. I shouldn't
Ooh.
swear.
Thank you, Reaver. He says if anyone wants update on Yubi's team, they're at penalties right now, so Yubi is probably going nuts as we speak. I hope not. It's just football. I mean, I really like football and my team, but okay, yeah, I get it.
Wait, who are the 4 riders of UB? Is it the 82 mountain, or is he in the?
Yeah, can you 78?
No. Okay. I thought it was the 82 mountain. That
No,
would indeed be a
Yubi,
bit nuts.
as expected, betting hard on the KOM, or trying to. Let's see if Joe Whiteley has 3. I think everyone else has 3, and Frabo has 1.
Who's rider of Rabo?
Oh wait,
Is it?
Frabo has 2, right? The white jersey surely is a Frabo rider.
Oh yeah, it should be based on the red logo at the back.
So Frabo 2, everyone else 3, and Yubi 4. And who's not in this break right now? Is there anyone missing in this break? Ghosty.
Yeah, and he's pacing in the peloton, which is the most boring thing you can do, but it is one of the.
It's also a bit of time wasting. If he had gone sooner, he could have actually joined them.
Yeah, now it's just gonna be annoying because 72 stamina of the climber means
However,
this might
if
be the
those
wisest thing to
5
do.
in the breakaway could actually work, or even 3 of them, if they could cooperate, Ghosty has just 1, so.
Yeah, that's also true, and it also opens up opportunities for long range attacks by the others to catch Ghosty. Napping. I mean, yeah, you can hear you can feel my opinion, judging by my tone of voice, that I don't really like being the pacer for the rest of the peloton.
Yes, totally. Not only I already know that, but yes, just your tone was very a good indicator of that for those that might not know about it.
I mean, if it was like a 250k monster mountain stage, that's a different thing, of course. But
Don't get me wrong, it's also a thing I don't like to do. I only do it when actually needed, which is if I am alone in a situation where I need to work, or if I'm on a break, or in a group and we're all cooperating. But that's actually good. But being the one pacing the peloton, I never want to be the guy doing it, especially because wouldn't want to be in this situation right now.
Exactly, and I mean he's acting as if he's the yellow jersey, which I mean he isn't. So
Well, true, but let's face it. Even though the leaders are there, there's a lot of points ahead, and however, he's not closing it. He's just
he just seems to be controlling it with his 80.
Yeah.
I mean 79 flat. So.
I have no idea what he has in mind right now, to be honest.
I mean, with the state of this DB and the stamina stats, it could work. I mean, we have no idea. It might
No,
be
no,
a more
that's not the
comfortable.
thing. But what is he? What is he gonna get? He's not gonna get barely any points. Sure, he's gonna get a chance to fight for the stage, and that's important, obviously. But he could have either joined or closed this earlier,
I mean,
or at least reduced a bit to join.
He didn't even need to be with the 78 mountain. He could have just joined with the puncher or the 75 mountain.
Yeah,
and-
exactly. DDA, hello, welcome to the stream and the chat of the stream in this case. Good to see you, man. How are you tonight? So, let me
Hey,
take a closer look at this because it's actually a quite big screen, so information is a bit more spread. We have 140 to go, and 23.7 until the next KOM.
we see some arguing in the chat between Joe and Frabo.
Ah, I didn't see what happened. I mean, I was looking when they were trying to come back, but I didn't see that specific moment. Probably some PCM random walk.
Yeah, that's just the way the game works. You'll be
Wait, is
writing
Yubi
about
still Leverkusen?
it does seem so.
Well, then in this case, things seem to be going well.
So let's hope he can focus on the game now. I mean on the actual PCM tour final.
Yes, in the final, where he actually is playing. That
And
would
I mean,
be
for,
yes.
as much as I love Yubi and wish him to do the best, this might be his shot at a final of an important tournament.
Yeah.
Because getting a final in the World Championships is a lot harder. So, if I were him, I would go all in here to try and win it.
The
There are
gap has
probably-
increased about 20 seconds since the last time we talked about it, so Jakub joins Ghostman facing because he starts to see that Ghosty isn't really closing that hard, and maybe he has some plans in mind.
Can you check which riders Jakub has in the breakaway?
Yeah,
the free
so
poles.
going to ask the same because it's interesting that he's facing, but depends on the ride.
Okay, Golach, that's the puncher.
Puncher. What are the other two?
Yeah, thank you, man.
Wait, I only saw the puncher. Who were the other two?
Yeah, that's what that was sarcastic. Marcinski,
okay.
that's the 75 mountain. Yeah, he doesn't have the 78 mountain, but I don't think that's a reason to panic.
Wait, he has the puncher, the 75.
5, right?
Yeah, no.
Who's the front guy? Who's the front guy?
Jesus, I mean, click in one at a time. If you go with the scroller, you'll never get them right.
I mean, Jakub has no obligation to pace here, if I'm being honest. That's
I have no idea what he's doing, to be honest. He actually has a chance if this break succeeds, which it's still too soon to even think about that.
Don't forget the breakaway is going decently hard, and the stamina of the 78 mountain is 70, whilst for the puncher it's 76, which means
In my opinion, it's clearly too low for the 78 mountain rider because the 78 mountain guy is usually the guy that we most need in breaks in a competition like Tour, for example.
exactly. I won't
sure.
be the Karen here, but
I was very, very, very displeased when I saw that when I competed in my races, and the first time I hadn't even properly looked at his stamina, and when when he was starting to lose energy quickly, I was like, "What the fuck, man?"
and then I saw.
Yes, same fault. Just,
So
I mean, these are the notes we should take, or I mean, you should take as the organizer. I wouldn't have any say in that for the World Championships.
actually, I think we already have at least a DB concept, but we will be talking about that obviously because that needs to be one of the things I hope to see fixed. A proper balance between the 78 not being too OP, but even with, let's assume he would have like 76 like the puncher, probably 74 would be decent or 5. But let's assume even if he had 76, the 78 mountain versus the 82, he's not going to win mountain stages unless someone gives him the space for that.
Exactly. Also, as for the 82 mountain, he should have at least 74 stamina.
Yeah, I was thinking about something in that region, but I think 75 could actually be good.
Yep, but in that case, it maybe promotes a bit too aggressive racing. It has to be a balance between those two.
I think 75, but that's my opinion. I'll need to look at all this time. 75
could
seems
be
a good balance to get him to endure and not really be that much of an annoyance, so to speak.
Yep, exactly. And we could see more long range attacks like in PCM 21.
Indeed, because if we want to see some more, we'll definitely need to do it via the DB stats, because the rest we already know that it completely changed, and so it's like.
Yep, exactly. And basically, if it's nice that you attacked 150k to go and no one paced you back, but if you start a climb with 30% yellow bar, that's...
You know what? It's funny that these changes were made specifically to make long distance attacks more possible. I guess in single player maybe, but in multi, nah.
Yeah, not really. I mean, unless you got the stats of Pogacar or someone.
Yeah, exactly. I think they forget that not everyone had, but the idea behind the changes was that I just don't see how this helped, unless exactly it's for the Pogas and the Remcos and Van Aerts and Vanderpools of this life.
Also, the gap has grown to 4 minutes. Jesus.
Yeah. Just a little side note. Everyone has their puncher, the 83 Hill Rider, in the front group. So might be some very disputed KOMs.
And also the green jersey, if you think about it.
Oh yeah, because there's 3 sprints there, and the puncher is actually a good choice for any of them. So let's see what people do with it.
I don't think any... Oh wait, sorry, I was changing positions a bit. I don't think any of the sprints are straight ones, and it's I believe there are many turns at least on the last 2 intermediate sprints. I'm just hoping no one watches the stream and tells it to the players, but you should launch at least 3Ks from the intermediate sprint.
I think at least a few of the guys there must have something like that in mind, because even if they didn't see the stage, they should at least guess, oh, definitely there's going to be some turns here, so I wouldn't worry too much about that.
Yeah, I mean, I believe everyone recon the stages. It's the tour final, it's not like round 1 or something.
But since we speak about it, we do have Yubi, Jakub, that I can see quickly from a quick browse. Listening, but there's nothing wrong with that. We are also not giving real facts I mean,
yeah,
myself, I didn't test the stages, so I'm just giving my opinions on it. So
I might be speaking out of my ass, so
yeah, so it's completely fine. People, I do like when the racers are actually listening to the commentary, because we also give our opinions and thoughts, but it doesn't mean we're always right. So it is
also
part of the show,
in pole position to win the stage if the break goes to the line.
What? Sorry, didn't hear that.
Yubi is in pole position to win the stage if the break goes to the line.
But
wait,
Jakub attacks with his leader. Jakub attacks with his leader. I knew he was up to something, but I did not think it was that. Maybe he had a. I think his plan could be lower the gap a little bit to which he did. 2, 3. No, he didn't. It actually increased. So that's probably why he still decided to go with that plan. Because if he has to go and has, would be better if it was shorter. But let's see if he can sustain this attack though.
Just Joe thinks going for the sprint with the puncher.
Yeah, and Joe already has a 25-second gap.
Yeah, he's gonna do 1-2.
And he's gonna do a 1-2 in this sprint unless something goes, but it's not gonna go. It's there. It's in his hand. It's 1-2 for Joe, and the third one is UB. Okay, now the race really starts in this stage because all KOMs and sprints are pretty close to each other. So Micah 27, Bernal 22. Still a lot of climbers in there. Still have 2 more.
I mean, the stage is still good to go to someone in the peloton. That's always a possibility.
Ibra tells us that he calls the UB win on this stage after Leverkusen actually qualified. So congratulations on Leverkusen, and good luck to UB.
Yeah, I'm wishing him.
As soon as the game is over, UB, feeling reinvigorated, is now moving, and he wants that KOM. Those KOMs.
I like this behavior, even if it's not the most rational thing to do.
Yeah. But
It levels up the race.
it's always entertaining to see. It opens the race. It gives it puts on a good show and a good race. But he was quickly absorbed. And now it's Il Grandissimo Fravo.
El Grandissimo. You should go like 90, 95 or 90, 93 on the red part of this climb to win the sprint. Because you know the steeper the climb, the harder you should go.
Yep.
So like on
Jakub also about to be caught. El Grandissimo Fravo. Where
It's gonna be
KOM gonna be 1-2 and then Fravo 3, but 3 and 4.
Oh wait, he'll be going for the 28 mountain. Okay. Solid.
Not a bad idea. He can fight for the sprints with the puncher and then for KOMs with the 78.
He'll be dropping again with the climber.
Oh, that's not good.
Let's hope. I mean, yeah. No, let's hope that he comes back and doesn't lose to this, because that would be a bit sad.
Yeah, he might be able to pull it off before that next climb started even. And there he goes.
By the way, it seems like he's reduced to 2 riders in the break now, or maybe I've read it wrong.
This is the peloton, and the break we need to confirm. Yeah, it might be the case.
Yeah.
He has a third here.
He dropped Svihov, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, now Alder pressing. And
Now
Joe.
Alder and Joe Whiteley moving on, trying to get a gap, but Jakub says denied and is desperately trying to catch them. But
By the way, we haven't seen Joe sprint for the Cat 1 climb, which is interesting.
Nope.
He might have just...
it's actually quite interesting, to be honest.
Yeah, he might just be focusing on the IS, which might be a wise thing to do, because you can't be too greedy in a tour final.
Yeah, usually Joe will probably, unless there's a situation where we can get both, he'll usually focus on one and not be too greedy. Joe has that experience, and there goes Thomas Petcock with Alex Nelson. Now he finds the time to try a KOM as well. Let's see if he can get it. This is Levy, and we want to see the KOM. Thank you. Okay, 2.4 to go. We have Alder. We have Joe Whiteley trying yet again to force a gap as the others arrive, but Joe says not yet. I want them ranking points. As Ronnie O'Sullivan would say, or be proud to hear someone else say. So,
Okay,
1 kilometer to go. Sorry?
And Hubie seems to respond in E2.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And, it's
Has Joe
gonna be
overextended?
contested, but Joe will not worry too much. He gets third, fourth, and fifth place. Yubi does a 1-2, I believe.
Okay, well, in that case, it seems to be confirmed that Joe's main goal isn't KOM.
No,
At least
it is
not.
not. I mean, if he could have taken that chance, but he decided not to kill himself over it. Perhaps wise
Yeah, now
choice.
he attacked with Pitcock, so he's going for the IS.
Yes, that's definitely, and possibly the stage seems to be his goal for it.
Which I mean, stage gives like what 25 points, and the KOM only 35. So winning
Well,
stages is probably more
Points
important.
are points. So
Yeah, every point
oh
counts.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, you were saying that getting stages would be better than getting the KOM jersey if you got them all, of course.
Yep, exactly. Okay, 1, 2, 3 in the IS. So I think it's Joe's now.
Joe dominating the IS classification, and Simon Carr has 30 points.
Because you know the only gets 15 points for the stage win in the next two stages. So
How many?
I mean for the in the last two stages, points for the stage are only 15. It's not 25. So if Joe does well in the stage,
Yeah, he might seal it.
This line is feared by many riders. The percentages are very high.
No, Alder and Frabo trying to catch Joe, Jakub, and Yubi trying to join, and Pitcock is dead, as it often happens with this TV.
yeah, but I mean, Joe only has 2, but that doesn't really matter because I think everyone else, Alder has 3, but that's an exception.
Yeah, but Haller has been far more conservative than I hoped in the break, with the exception of a few attempts to leave. But other than that, he then just stayed in there.
Interesting thing to note is that he pays with car in the downhill. So I mean, might be one of his tactics. But
Ooh.
Joe.
Carr isn't there. Carr
I mean,
is.
There he is, just behind Dowsett.
Oh yeah, the puncher. I don't
Yeah,
remember
he
who
pays
it
in
is.
the downhill. That's just what I noted.
Yeah. Carr is. Wait, who? Oh, it was Pitcock that died. Never mind, I was confusing them because Pitcock should actually be the puncher, but whoever did this TV thought it was a good idea to give a time trialist the role of the 78 Mountain to put the puncher, whatever type of rider that Pitcock is, which isn't that great.
I mean,
I don't
Kreuziger is the T tier and Cherny is the 78 Mountain. So
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
that.
no comment. But I mean that can be fixed for the world.
All right, Joe finally deciding to not only move for KOM, but it will be interesting if he tries to take this move until the end, or if it's just for trying to get more points ahead.
Yeah, he's waiting.
He's not stopping. Yeah, he's waiting. So he definitely wants to save some energy, and he definitely wants to be in the fight for that final IS.
Apple iOS.
I said iOS, but yeah.
There's a breakaway in the
Not that it's better, but it was just a mistake.
Okay, he'll be trying to preserve his cobbler for a little longer, because 80 stamina. He's a decent rider, I would say. The cobbler, a decent domestic on parkour.
Yeah,
like
for
this.
this type of stages, even yes, indeed.
Okay, let's see who wins the KO.
Let's see. Oh, it's Jakob again, trying to force it.
I still believe it's for the break, the stage. 2 minutes is too much at this point.
2 minutes, 24 kilometers. Let's see.
But also they spend a lot more green
quick
bars.
now. Yeah, indeed. So they'll lose energy quicker.
Yep. And can't regenerate it as fast either.
Indeed. And now we have Yubi trying to get that gap, but he cannot, and everyone is back with him. 124. Do you still think it might go to the break?
Hmm. Yeah. Now it's getting a bit spicy.
Yeah, it's getting close. Let's see. And they don't seem to be in the cooperation mood, which will hurt them. Wait, is Joe behind?
Did
So-
Joe drop? No, he's not. It seems
Well,
like he still
Oh,
has his.
Yubi probably lost. Someone lost one rider. Or maybe Yubi because they were 11. Yeah, it was Yubi.
Yeah,
probably.
Joe attacking all out, which makes sense because, as I said, there are.
Oh, Alder finally trying, or seemed that he was going to try and be well positioned for the sprint, but others are also trying to get there. Joe is in a prime position. Alder now also in a good place.
It seems like everyone gave up and gave the IS to Joe.
We've got 15 kilometers
Well, he
to the
hasn't
finish
made
line.
it easy for them, to be honest.
Exactly. But look at the turns. So.
Yeah. Oh, but Yubi is still there.
You'll be maybe trying something, but yeah, it's Joe.
And it's Simon Carr passing ahead.
Yeah, and as you can see, he has a 17-point gap to.
Simon Geschke, and yeah, and an 18-point to Micah. So, yeah, he just, I believe, might have sealed things here.
Okay, I recall my previous statement. It's gonna be for the 82 mountain.
Falling behind. A team leader is falling
If
behind.
both the climber and the puncher were fresh, then it could be for the puncher. But here, the 82 mountain will surely have more green bar.
The riders are in a
Who's
Indeed.
been?
40%.
Because round and round we went, and now everyone's back together.
Okay, Geschke taking the KOM. You'll be trying to do a 1-2 in KOM or something, but that.
Well, he already has 3 points ahead of Fortunato, so, but that's not enough, obviously.
Yeah,
not-
he will have to be aggressive in the next two stages with his 78 man.
He'll have to make sure that he gets his 78 in breaks that actually stick. Hey, Gillings, welcome, man. I just saw your message now. Probably. Oh no, it was 3 minutes ago, so you're probably still around. No, I am not an Android hater. I actually, my phone is actually Android powered, so all good. Welcome to the stream. I hope you haven't. I hope you saw the first stage. If not, you should probably watch the replay because IMA always saves them. It was one heck of a stage, and I hope you are enjoying this one so far.
Okay, Ghosty going for the move.
Okay, now Ghosty taking some points. First, third.
Oh, that's the ticket one climb.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, time for the finish. 12 guys are left. It's gonna be a carnage. They need to get a good positioning because the road is narrow and there are so
Alder?
many weird turns. Alder seems ready. Joe, maybe Ghosty and Fraumo aren't really well placed.
Okay, Alder going for the puncher.
Okay, Joe seems to be recovering and he moves. He moves. It might be no. It's Thomas.
Bravo,
It's Thomas.
bravo.
It's Thomas. It's
Yes.
Thomas. Guaranteed. There we go.
The master of
Fraumo
this
second.
ride. He was certainly the
Alder
fastest
third.
today.
I saw that he was
We're waiting
that he
for
was
the
done, but
drivers who
the
can
gap
finish
was
your
really
ride.
huge, and it seemed doable, and it was. So Alder third, Jakob fourth.
If I saw correctly, there's 6 seconds between Micah and Thomas. Also.
Goes the fifth. We will wait for the confirmation, and Yubi only did eighth with Kamna. So
Okay. I mean, this
Let's-
was about the recon as well. How well you recon the stages.
oh, actually, Frabo went for it with the puncher. I can see.
Yeah, and he came pretty close, I must say.
Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, the 82 mountain still probably was objectively better because Joe didn't have the greatest position before the climb with Thomas.
He did not, but he managed to find a good spot that he found appropriate to launch the sprint, and it paid off.
Yeah, and he's back in the game. It's just 14 seconds. Just basically nothing. Well, not nothing, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but for a guy like Joe, 14 seconds isn't impossible at all to recover.
I don't. If I have to make a prediction, I don't think stage 3 will cause big gaps because the climbs aren't that steep and it's just a
Okay,
tactical stage. Not really about green
all
bar.
right. As we saw, now we're looking into the GC. 5 seconds for Alder, 8 for Ghosty, 14 for Joe, 31 for the Grandissimo Frabo, 51 for Yubi. Those two are in a bit of a predicament. It is Joe leading the points jersey.
By the way,
First and
Emma,
second, actually.
can I interrupt you for a second? Emma, can you check how much time the 78 climbers of the
Oh, yeah.
of the of the players lost? Because Dowsett is only 6 minutes down, which means and also Martinez is only 4 minutes down, which means they spent a lot of green bar in the first two stages, which means they might have a bit of a smaller plus compared to the other 78s. So basically, they could
Indeed.
have, for example, only 78 mountain instead of 79, which is going to maybe bite them in the ass later.
Let's
So,
see. I mean, we're talking about a lobby that has some decent and some good energy managers. Let's see
yeah, that
who takes advantage of that and who can stop people from taking too much advantage of that.
even a small difference like this can cause big gaps in the
Indeed,
end.
indeed.
That's why I prefer to go dot like 30 or so in the when the stage is finished for my domestiques and just try to finish in the time limit to save as much green bar as possible.
All right. Ibra says, "What a fucked sprint from Joe XD. It was like the guy had 85 sprint. Indeed." Adox
That's
is here. Good evening, Adox. Welcome to the stream. Have you been following, or you just arrived? This is Tour Final Champions League. Road. I don't know if you've heard of Road, but it exists. Welcome, my good friend.
I mean,
Okay,
playing playing with Joe is frustrating, but watching him play is amazing.
indeed. Oh, three
Oh,
wheels. 3 wheels often, yeah, Tom. It's like two in the back and one in the front. Four, says Hilling. Maybe. I think they have some quads here as well.
also, we're waiting for EMEA, it seems, right?
Oh, it's probably
Before.
his usual pee break.
Yeah,
As we wait,
break.
tell, tell me, Basso, looking at that GC with Prabo and especially UV as well, having some gaps that are starting to be troublesome, do you think that those two are almost fully out of contention at this point unless something surprising happens?
Look, if I were put in their position, I would definitely attack. But considering the way PCM works, it won't work on, especially on stage 4. Here is the last chance to make a difference with an attack. In stage 4, it will be just about who spends the least green bar before the last climb, I believe. Because
Indeed,
they're,
but
they're
that
like
doesn't mean there aren't. It can be quite the opposite. You might actually end up gaining some good gaps if you manage better. However, we do know that Joe is probably the of this lobby the best energy manager there is. So if they want to make sure he doesn't win, the ones ahead of him, and then if the ones behind him want to pass him, uh, as you say, and well, this stage might be a decisive point. And as I look at it, I'm gonna say I would have a pretty neat point to attack this that could be very good. Let's
yep.
see what they choose.
But I wouldn't attack too early because the stage
No,
is so
no,
hot.
not at all. Not at all. I agree with you on that. Yes, indeed, Hillings.
What did he
Especially
write?
Frabo. Frabo needs them for sure. Frabo
Yep.
needs those support wheels in the back.
If I look, as I said, if I were Frabo or Hubie, I wouldn't play for fourth place or something.
Yeah,
It's
I
win or bust.
definitely know Frabo is not the guy to play for that, and Yubi as well. So, but let's see if they actually try or if the pressure gets to them.
I saw a wall at the start. Nice
Oh,
PCM.
typical PCM. I've seen worse things
Weak
like
or ill-prepared.
riders going through walls, houses, underwater, people stuck between objects as if they were impaled. Fun stuff.
Yeah, just PCM things.
That's the spirit.
Okay, let's see. Even the first climb might be decisive when it comes to domestiques. Just saying. If you can,
Col
perhaps.
Saint-Martin, 5.9 average during 15.1 kilometers at 1492 meters of altitude. Basso, you were saying it can be decisive. Are you expecting though that there will be some kind of pace here, or do
I mean,
we?
if the players make it hard, then it could be decisive. Yeah. If you, for example, put your T-tier in the break and he gets enough time, he could be the difference maker after the HC climb. He could have a great domestique after that.
To be honest, I'm expecting to see a breakaway on this one, but however, we all know that sometimes logic isn't always used. Oh, and there we go. Frabo already going for it with two riders. Sorry?
Who are the riders? Is it Sobrero? Or I think it's Sobrero, but I'm not sure.
Sorry. While you try to figure that out with ML, let me just
Oh, yeah.
read the current GC. Joe Whiteley leading with 30 points, Jakob second 30, Alder third 25, Il Grandissimo Frabo fourth with 17, Ghosty fifth with 12, UB sixth with currently 0 points. Unfortunate, but there's still time.
Yeah, he can still turn it around if he plays.
What are the riders in the break? Did you see?
It seems to be that Buchmann is in the break now, which is the I believe the leader of Ghosty.
Really?
uh, wait, can you look at the first group? Yeah, yeah.
Not speed, because all the leaders are following at this point. Everyone else actually is just going bananas for it, and the ones in A1, since the others have already arrived, are also trying to go there.
Yep, Frabo and he'll be choosing the conservative approach, but it seems to be together. But never discount attacks like these, because as long as the back of the peloton stops again, there's gonna be a gap.
Yeah.
It's not
I'm
like
quite sure that Alder and Joe precipitated a bit there.
Yep, and also, I mean, for your green bar, it's better to be as consistent as possible in your pacing, basically. So
So,
if you
yet
can,
again, we have Frabo attacking with his leader on the first climb of the day. Or, yeah, because everyone's here now, but I think he was the first, right?
yeah, Frabo seems to be taking the initiative, but he's trying to bridge with Sobrero. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And it's all together.
I think we'll
Yeah.
definitely see
The aggressive
several
approach.
attempts of the Frabo show at this stage.
Jakub taking the aggressive approach with Maika in the well, let's say the first half of the peloton.
Yeah, he's going with Radek for or try, I think, for the KOM, but he's not gonna have a chance.
It's too late for that. I think he only has 9 points. Radek. So.
Yeah. And it's Igita and Martinez from Alder. In comes Yui, but he might still. No, it's Radek. He actually played it so well. It looked like he was out of it, but he still had enough energy and waited for the right moment.
You know what? He'll be doing this well. He's leading the KOM competition.
Indeed.
With Falscheid.
Points that he desperately needs. Because right now he has none, but obviously we still need to count the jerseys and the GC. We just have right now stage results.
You know, I would rather win both KOM and well, not IS, but I would rather win KOM and end 6 in GC than end like 4th or 5th and win nothing.
True.
At least from a points perspective.
While I don't disagree with that, I wouldn't mind ending 5th or 6th if it meant that at least I tried to win the actual GC, which I always try to play for.
I would rather die with pride than.
Exactly.
Well, I mean,
I would rather break before I bend.
Wow, that's poetic. Anyway, Ghosty seems to be aggressive again with Buchmann.
No, we didn't lose it. We talked about it extensively. Yeah, man, chill. Take a chill pill.
What is it, may I think?
Nah, nothing important.
Okay.
We'll say Ghosty attacking with his leader and all riders, and you guys missed it, and we talked about it for like 2 or 3 minutes, which is quite
Also, Frabo
quite
dropping.
a lot. Grandissimo Fravo again having some issues, but nothing that he won't be able to close right now. Oh, that's not a way to properly close.
Yeah,
The fuck are you doing, mate?
that hurt him a bit, especially on basically flat.
Ah.
So, meh.
Shouldn't even need to do that. He would catch them in 2 seconds when the climb started.
Yeah, that's. I mean, these might be the difference makers at the end of the stage, you know.
Yeah, because minimal gains and marginal gains in this case do a lot of difference in this game.
Which I like, to be honest, but not to this extent.
I mean, sure, obviously, but the concept itself has been proven multiple times by Sky and now Ineos and other teams that since then have also done it. Of course, this game takes it to ridiculous. Takes it to a ridiculous extent. So
Yeah, like staying at the back of the peloton, you would
Yeah.
die in real life.
it's precisely it. It's everything upside down, I would say, I guess, because yeah, being in the back of the peloton shouldn't be helping you. Quite the opposite.
Exactly. It's just it's just a game. Let's face it. It's not.
Yeah, no, obviously, but I mean, there's games, and then there's bad games and great games.
Yeah, let's say
yeah.
PCM doesn't belong to the last category.
I will just say PCM lives in its own category, so there's that.
It can be one of the best games ever if if all things go right, and it can also be.
Surprisingly, there's a lot of fun in it as well for a game with so many issues.
Yep. Especially if you like management games, which I do. So.
Which I do as well, indeed.
And also, I mean, if there was even like 10% more attention directed to PCM, it could be an actual great game. Just look at track. Ooh, Hubie on the move again.
And you spoke about track and you lost me because as much as I love track, track free vibes would be a different story though.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather not comment track events if possible because I'm a noob at them. Well, not necessarily noob.
I prefer not to comment about any of the uniquenesses of this game since we're doing an IMA stream anyway. So I'll gladly talk about them on my stream because it's mine and no one can tell me to shut the fuck up there. Well, no one can tell me to shut the fuck up here either, but we have to have some. I mean, we have to comment the race. Look, you be going.
Okay, it seems like Alder is responding. Okay, let's see.
All right. In trouble, right?
Where is Frabo?
Yeah, Frabo just. I think he has men in the front. There we go.
Oh yeah, okay, there he is. Okay.
Where one of them?
Seems like only 2 will survive at the top of the HC climb, which is logical considering they probably have other domestics at the back as well.
And Alder in a good position, although there's still time to get to him, but on a good position to win that HC.
Yep, Hubie seems to be saving Geshke, while Alder is choosing a different approach.
I think Yubi plans something a bit more ahead.
Yep, which, I mean, I like it, but 20 points for an 8C climb, which might be the difference maker for Valscheid.
Yeah, true. It's gonna be complicated for him. Martinez and Ita continues. 2.1 to go. Prime position for them.
So Hubie will probably get third on the 8C climb unless Higita will drop hard. So
Yeah, but he still loses some points. Some
that's
important
true, but
points.
also Martinez has barely any, so that's the other thing to consider.
He will not have time to close unless something
Yeah,
really
Higita dropped.
ridiculous. Oh, wait, Igita died. But Alder is going to win it. At least he gets the second place, though, which is better than a third.
Yeah, we'll see the standings after the like eight rider passes the KOM.
It's a really hard climb, and you know that if you're gonna fight for it and take more than one rider, then
I
whoever's
mean, look at the standings. Yubi with a 1-2. That's nice for him.
that's actually very good.
Okay, Ghosty on the move again. Oh wait, because Jakub attacked. that might be the reason. And he's pacing the entire peloton back. He'll be dropping again.
Yes, Hellings, exactly, man.
Wait, I need to look at the IMA chat. what is that?
Wait,
So I can respond.
I think I had to. Uh, I think I lost the chat when I exited full screen. Uh, at 30 viewers, we'll mute George for 24 hours, says Press TM.
How many viewers now, by the way?
Right now, we're peaking at 19 for the day, of course. DDA says with all his alts, yeah, I would support that. To be honest, muting is muting. No means no, and yes means yes.
I mean, muting George is never a bad thing. Let's face it.
Third cat incoming. I don't think anyone will die for it, but if someone can get the chance,
Yeah,
and,
perhaps. You won. Also, Jakub getting 45 seconds. Just saying. But
yeah,
he's along with Micah. That's gonna hurt.
yeah, that's not. The
On
best
another note,
scenario.
United probably scored now because I've heard my brother screaming as a Red Devils fan. So
Wait, United is playing? I completely forgot they played.
yeah, Barca and United. Okay, sprint.
Oh right. How did is this the first leg or the second?
The riders will take full advantage
The
of the incline
second,
to get
okay.
some oxygen into their
Barcelona
lungs,
scoring,
but they must
Jesus.
remember to keep their shape.
Lewandowski, of course. Okay, back to the race.
Anyway, Jakub 1 minute 45.
Wow, it's becoming. Let's follow Jakub for a minute.
Oh, hold up, Emma. Can you look at Jakub? He seems to have like 4 domestiques and 2 minutes of a gap. If I were him, I would just drop the domestiques at this point. But okay, to each their own. Maybe he wants to pace with Golash in the downhill. You know, if you
It's not a bad choice actually. If he paces with him in the downhill and still manages to keep a decent pace for the climbers, for the others at the beginning of the downhill of the climb, he can then immediately set them in support of the leader and
by the
uses them
way,
downhill.
in technical downhills with with a rider with good downhill stat, you gain a lot of time.
Indeed.
If you pace 99. So yeah, he's doing that with Golash and also pacing with Marcinski and Gradek, which should be the 75 and 78 mountain guys.
Well,
I mean, this is an interesting move. I wouldn't.
the race is exploding or about to because Jakub is already on the run.
We might get a Polish stage winner here if.
Yes. Boss just mentioned that. I was also going to speak about that, but Emil's words are, I guess, pretty accurate. Jakub doing Movistar, relaying in both E3 and E4. Yeah, I have no idea why he's going that hard with his Alpers.
That's probably not wise, but okay.
I mean, if you wanted them to stay with, I don't know who it is, Frabo, I think, and then send them back, I can understand that, but this, I don't.
The question is who's gonna pace in the peloton? Yeah, now somebody's pacing. Is it Ghosty again?
It's Ghosty with Brenner. Alder as well and Yubi, I think, are gonna share duties.
Maybe Yubi shouldn't do that. He should just let them die.
Actually, no, it's just Ghosty. Yubi didn't even manage to close the gap.
The pace isn't consistent at all. Look at them.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's not gonna help them. Even though they do have the peloton advantage of a big group.
I have a last-minute update. Hillings asks, how many viewers to permanently mute Gacho in World Championship server? And
One.
and Press TM says 50. That's a lot to ask, though. Maybe in the World Championship we could do that.
Why
Dream
is that?
about that.
This hurts. Why doesn't he drop? He's,
I have no idea now. Now,
why are they letting him have 3.5 minutes? I mean, I don't mind that, but why? This doesn't make sense.
I think they're gonna bet on the next climb and a half, so to speak. Maybe
I mean,
just this one to catch him.
the gap at the end definitely won't be 3 minutes, but it could be a lot of time if they don't wake up.
Let's see.
Yeah, Alder?
Oh, Alder already saying, "Oh, you guys don't want to work? Fuck you."
Frabo working, not sure why.
This climb
He's like
features some
15
dreadful
GC, but
percentages.
I have no idea what he's doing as well because he's the guy with least obligation to work. In fact, if you wanted to attack, it would make more sense at least.
what Jakub might be trying is trying to keep Gradek after the Cat 1 climb, perhaps?
Maybe, but he could have still. Just
I mean, this smells like bad domestic management, but maybe
yeah, he only got one at the end.
but still a huge ass gap. So
True,
that's
true.
another
But
thing.
I think he could have done a better management. Should
Okay,
be free.
1 minute
To
peloton.
be honest, says Ibra. Instead of 50, should be free. DDS says it's too much.
I
So,
would say it should be one.
Emea, could you put? Wait, it's all
Can you
disintegrating.
click right on the peloton and Jakub?
Yeah, I would
See,
like the gap between the peloton and that's exactly what I was saying. But the thing is, it seems to be
it's huge.
about to disintegrate. Okay, there we go. 480.
4 minutes.
Jeez,
That's it's not zero.
4.7. Yeah, it's around 4. Wow, it's a lot.
I mean, Jakub is spending a green bar, but still,
And the
the
problem
last time
is,
isn't that long.
he only has a domestique, but if you can keep it long enough, it might be exactly only what it takes.
I mean, if you just pace it like 65, 67, he's
Yeah.
not gonna lose minutes.
I mean, to be honest, if he keeps him until the end of this climb, recovers in
Joe?
the downhill. Oh, there goes Thomas as well. The race is disintegrating right now. Everyone wants to catch Jakub, and some have made moves. Others try now. Let's see where this goes. Gap steady.
Joe dropping two riders, Dowsett and I believe the 75 Mountain. So he
Insane.
will have
I
numerical
think
advantage.
that will be rewarding compared to what green bar it costs.
I mean, Joe might still get it. It's not insurmountable. It's just that they definitely let Jakub go too much, I believe, or at least the rest. Maybe Joe catches him, but I mean, Jakub seems to be suffering.
Climbers are in a portion
If
above
he
10%.
he's
Sorry, I
barely
was saying Finn is saying that this attack will not be rewarding in his opinion. But
it could be, yeah.
what would you say would be a good gap for him to have if he managed to still be at the front in the last in the sorry, that was the wrong question. What do you think? Which gap would you think would be good for him to have at the top of this climb to still have a chance of success?
2.5 minutes, I would say.
Well, it's getting a bit lower than that actually. People are moving now.
Which I mean, they are also spending yellow bar, but Jakub was at the front for long, so
Martinez going
like
for the
finally
point.
woke up. Okay, now Jakub needs to go dot 10 in the downhill with his climber to recover as much as he can.
Yep.
It's gonna hurt if he doesn't.
He
Alder getting 10 points again, and UB 8 seems.
Here goes all their scoring. Walshide is gonna get second,
There we go. That's
and Sobero third.
Late for Alder because he
Walshide might
be.
It's 45 points to Walscheid, and you can't really gain 45 points if you just finished one place ahead of your competitor. So that's the thing. Okay.
Wait, it was that Thomas I saw joining the front of the race
Well,
yesterday?
it's nothing, so that might be the way to go for
That
Jakub.
might be something that is the help that Jakub desperately needed. And let's see.
Who's in A1? Does anyone have free riders, or is it all
Riders
two?
must be careful. This
All
downhill
with
is
two.
known to be
Wanna
very dangerous.
two UP two yeah.
And basically, Frabo has free because he has two at the front, so he can drop them anytime he wants.
Still, the downhill is almost over, but the gap isn't as long as it used to be. Do you still think they might have a chance, or is it a lost cause?
Well, now it's 2v3 basically. So
Yeah, it definitely got more interesting.
thanks to Joe, Jakub might have saved himself here.
Though,
Because it
seeing
would
that the
be
move could be about to fail, probably thought to himself, maybe I can join, save this, and actually try and benefit then by dropping Yakov near the end of the second climb and trying to get a gap.
exactly that's I think what Joe will attempt. The question is whether he can do it because he also spent a lot. Okay, they are pacing more than 70 with their 17 mountains, and now, yeah, that's bad. They should
Oh,
zero. They should go zero. They should go zero with both. Well, with Dowsett and Gradik. Now Jakub is pacing with Mike. That's not great.
no.
But okay,
Bravo wheels
Ghost
like
doing
because
consistent
he
pace.
just lost his helper. How is it
Bravo
possible?
dropping Rosa.
Wait, he has one in the front. He had one in the
I
front.
mean, good move from Frabo to only drop one because you never know what happens in.
Yeah, exactly. I just didn't realize he still had two there, so he's dropping one, and now,
Okay, Joe trying to gain points with Thomas, obviously.
and actually just second and third. While
Yeah.
Jakub wins the intermediate sprint, and
Joe might do a 1-2.
yes, yeah, Thomas is in a good place right now to secure or closer, not that it is result, but in a good place right now.
Well, one thing I don't get is why Ghosty always paces. That's
Well, right now, if he wants to do something, he either paces or attacks because he can't just.
yeah.
He's
I'm not
But
saying he has to win. All I'm saying is attacking is probably better than
yeah, and you'll be showing
everyone
him
in.
how it's done, and Frabo follows, and Ghosty that have been working God knows why, has to play catch up now.
No, it's perhaps up to Alder to help him. Because I think he's actually ahead of him in the GC.
Frabo masterclass incoming, says Snake. Welcome, Snake. Welcome, Snake. And DDA says will be fun on the top, and indeed it will. Let's see.
Now it's a question about who has the most consistent pacing and who saved the most green bar. It might be Frabo. Because,
I think it's gonna be tough for Jakob, that's for sure.
Yeah, Jakub will have it hard.
Let's see what Joe did because Joe is increasing the.
Yeah,
Or
Joe is pressing.
Let's see
Joe
if he
is
had-
getting a gap.
Yeah, and he's getting that gap, and Jakub decides against it, and that shows us how he might be worried because he's seeing his bars. But we have a good idea of where they're probably at.
I mean, give the climber 75 or 74 or 75 stamina, and Jakub wins the stage easily.
Indeed.
So
But then again, we're talking about the main climber. So, however, the 78 having such low stamina is still. But I digress. Joe loses his helper, and Thomas is
okay,
alone.
you'll be responding.
He'll be coming with two, and he's moving quickly. There's 4 kilometers for the end of the climb. Il grandissimo Fravo.
is threatening another possible masterclass. Joe Whiteley only has 24 seconds, there's 4.1 kilometers to go.
One de Cabo still with two domestiques. Joe pressing.
Oh,
Or
someone lost one, someone lost one. E2, Emma, E2, someone lost one.
ooh, okay, Frabo. Okay, that's to be expected.
First Yubi and now Frabo, and now these guys are going, and now it's Alder. Jakub, Ghosti already ahead. Oh my. 37 seconds. Can Joe do this, or will he die so close?
This climb is feared by many
Oof.
riders.
Now the
Everyone
question
back
is,
together.
Very
Just
high.
Joe? Yeah?
if the F group, I mean the group of favorites, paces together well in the downhill, they should be able to catch Joe, but that's not gonna happen. So I think Joe has this.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. And Joe crosses ahead. This
The
might
finishing
be a
line is at the
turning
bottom of
point
the
for him,
slope. It's the
depending on
final
how
moment of
these guys
achievement.
do the downhill. And now, yeah, now Alder
They
putting
should
something good.
99 pace together at this point, but it's easier said than done.
Indeed.
Because
To
I
be
don't think
honest,
you recover enough if you just go 99 solo. Because of the way stamina works. So.
Joe trying to keep it stable at 30 seconds, around 30 seconds. Let's see if he can keep doing
The
so.
finish line is getting close.
This
The
might
Both
be
riders
a
have
having
turning
just
the
passed
point
the
same
for this
15
ideas
group.
as
kilometers
me.
road sign.
Oh,
99
you're also
heavy.
working with him.
Yeah, okay, he'll be attacking, which is actually a good move here because if they take turns, all out attacking, they do eat away some seconds from Joe.
True. Not 7, 11.7 I was going to say, but now 11.2 to go. Joe keeps around 30 seconds. It's increasingly looking good for him, but there's still time.
The finish line is getting close. The riders just passed the 10 kilometers road sign.
Yeah, I mean, 9 kilometers, 30 seconds. Oh, don't forget there is a. Emma, can you zoom in on the profile?
Yeah, I was gonna want to see that.
You see, there's a bit of a false flat in the last 2Ks or so, so you can't arrive there with 0 yellow bar.
Yeah, definitely. He needs to have something to sprint
The
because
riders are
it's
entering
a
the last
short
5
gap.
kilometers of the
But
stage.
he's looking good right now. 3.8 to go. 40 seconds. Oh, Fortunato attacking! But Yakov immediately does the same, and now everyone desperately trying to catch him. Might it be too little too late? There goes Thomas. Let's see if he has the energy for a proper sprint. Yubi already going. Might be a little bit too late. So let's see. Thomas is going to win the stage. And Thomas. Oh, man. Thomas gets
Congratulations!
it.
He resisted the comeback
Okay,
and
Now
makes an
it's going to be our
enjoyable
second
win.
Jakov turret. Now Ghosty, Yubi, Frabo fighting. Ghosty gets
The
fourth.
riders
And I
bringing up the
think
rear have made it
Frabo
through
fifth,
sheer
Yubi sixth.
willpower. This
Wow,
stage
that
was
was
a
quite the
real
ending.
strength zapper.
that was nice. So, who's in the best position? Well, Joe, of course. But, I mean, this might not have helped him. Look at the last stage.
Yeah.
He might have been better off being like second in GC, a few seconds behind.
Well, he needed to recover time.
He did. Did go
And
well.
he did, unless PCM makes routines, which shouldn't. Uh, he got some seconds back. Now let's see at what cost. But if someone can try and handle that, we also know it's Joe. But
Exactly.
can he? We'll see.
Well, he has a great position in intermediate sprints, don't forget. And even if, for example, someone like Alder overtakes him, they still whoever wins still might not have enough points to win the
Yeah, I was
full.
thinking about that myself. And yet another stage win. Joe might be in prime position if this keeps going for him, keeping that green jersey that seems almost consolidated. He might be in a prime position to even afford to be second in GC, depending on who wins.
Exactly. I mean, who do we have here? We have Alder, who only has Martinez as his hope, I believe, in the KOM. And he didn't exactly gain a lot of points for stages because he didn't win a single one. So that's
Actually, we'll talk in a bit. 14 seconds for Bernal, same time, same time, same time, same time. So everyone else on same time. It's
GC.
with Bonifs, it's 18. And
Okay, so
by 8 seconds, we're now 11, 20 for Ghosty, 43, 13. I would say at this point, Frabo and Yubi, unless they can pull like a ridiculous great move, it's becoming increasingly hard for them.
it's
They're leading the points.
like, I mean, if Jakub wants a silver medal, he can have it. But I mean, if I were him, I would try to attack Joe, or at least force him to lose somehow.
I don't
Well,
know. I don't see Jakub as the guy to. Oh, I'm happy with the second place. I've never seen him like that.
yeah, he always wants to win, which I like, and this is the
Yeah,
mentality.
at the end of the day, most of us go there to win, and I'm one of those guys that if I do an attack that doesn't really cover the gap I need, and it still sends me to a worse position like last place, I don't give a rat's ass. But I need to try and give my best until the final stage ends.
Yeah, it's never over until it's over.
Exactly. Bolzano Passosella and 195.1 kilometers, the monster stage, as EMEA has called it. And this is a return. We played this stage in the inline final of the World Championship 2021. We are playing it now in the Champions League, and you're watching it here first.
Italian language is so comical. Generazione, vegetazione.
I believe, Finn, that first riders count and the others steal points. Is that correct, Emea? Or DDA?
Yep.
Since you're in the chat? What?
Should be, yeah, for
Yeah, I think
all.
it is, indeed. So I believe it is correct. So Joe or Yubi, it's Yubi that has 1-2 in the KOM, right?
What I don't get is why no one focuses on their 78 mountain guy and his green bar for the next stages, because he doesn't have 85 recovery.
It's vacant. It's vacant indeed. Updated general classification. Joe Whiteley first, 55 points. Remember, these are only stage results, obviously. Jakob second, 40. Aller third, 40. Frabo fourth, 19. Ghosty fifth, 17. UB sixth, still here.
Chances of doing so are slim, if not non-existent.
So there's that. Thing is, top 5 score on stages, of course, some more than others, but UB has yet to get a top 5 in a stage, which obviously can be very detrimental to any chance of a medal at this point, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, the best placement he'll be gonna get is 5th here, I think. Unless he pulls off a masterclass, this doesn't seem good for Hubie. Even though I support him, it's.
You'd think that regardless of what order they end up in, Joe, Jakub, and Alder are still looking good for to secure the top 3 places in this stage.
Yep. Oh well, not necessarily the stage, but the overall rankings. I think.
Sorry, in the GC, my mistake.
Yeah, I do think that's gonna happen because I mean Joe isn't gonna carry anyone. That's for sure.
Sorry to interrupt you. Actually, it wasn't a mistake. To secure the top 3 places they already have in this specific stage, but talking about the GC, what do you think?
Oh, okay. Well, I still think when it comes to energy management, they're the 3 best players in this lobby.
Indeed. And so, they have the top 3 spots. Do you think it's going to be hard to take them away from them?
I mean, it's probably possible for Ghosty if he plays his card well, but still, I don't think with what Ghosty's done so far, he has the creativity to
I'm gonna be honest, I've seen Ghosty do far better races than this one, and in this one he seems to be so lost at this point.
Yeah, I might be a bit salty from the semifinals, but I don't really like the way he plays tour. But yeah, it is what it is. He might still succeed, and if he does, I will support him. If he does attack well and wins.
Well, we want to see everyone succeeding, but we also know that only one can be the gold medalist, and only 2 more can get medals. So someone is gonna stay out of them. Right now, Ghosty might still have a chance. Yes. However, Yeah, because he's still 20 seconds only behind 9 behind Alder. Ghosty is still a player in this if he finally starts to be in in the zone and starts doing a more constructive game to himself. However, for Frau and Yubi, things are looking a bit dangerous.
I think at this point, what Hubie should do is, I mean, try something at the very least. He has nothing to lose. Either he, if the attack doesn't work, he ends 6. If it does work, he might still end 6. So it's
One thing I can almost guarantee you, unless like he has an AVC, a stroke, something along these lines, or he completely has to leave his room or living room wherever he's playing, Fravo will definitely try something.
yep, which is the mindset I love. So
Alder already taking Martinez for the KOM points.
yeah, but I still believe it's too late for him. But unless Hubie should respond to this somehow. I'm hoping, unless he is saving his 78 mountain for
Yeah,
something.
he might be more worried with the HCs he has to. It's specifically the next one because it's in reach.
But Martinez will die hard after like 100 Ks or so if he plays it like this. Because 70 stamina, and just what if there is a situation where you absolutely need the.
Oh, Joe!
Yeah.
Joe is attacking.
Wait, Frabo is attacking as well.
Oh, and
not-
Fravo! All hell is breaking loose, ladies and gentlemen, from the start of the stage. What the fuck is happening here?
Jesus. Okay, well, they are focusing on Martinez. Crossing the line first. Okay.
Yeah, beautiful 1-2. The turn's gonna be Jakob now. Let's see. Oh, a gap.
40... 50 seconds. Frabo doing a dangerous thing.
Bravo does have a good gap. Joe not really, but let's see if he can increase it.
There's still 170 Ks to go of brutal climbs, so...
Interesting to say the least.
I like the way he approaches it, because, if he loses by a minute or 30 seconds, doesn't matter,
Yeah, sure, but wouldn't it be a more logical thing, knowing that he doesn't even need to attack, just respond or just follow the guys at the pace they go instead of doing it?
Question is, does he not need to attack? Because 40 seconds or 40, whatever the time gap is, does seem like a lot.
True, but was it the wisest move though?
Yeah, that's the other question. but the gap has grown to 2 minutes at this point, and it's Alder pacing Joe back, which is logical.
And Bravo with already reached the front group, now called Peloton by the game. I guess it is because the favorites group is very behind at this point, but
2 minutes. Frabo should just pace now.
Joe gaining some time on the downhill.
Neither the T-tier nor the cobbler will survive the AC climb. He might as well sacrifice them here.
And Joe is the type of person that knows exactly that and never panics. So he's taking his time, but also not caring about burning guys that he know last. I don't even finish. They'll not even get halfway there.
Also having Thomas in fourth wheel, like a normal person, unlike some. So,
That's
okay. Bookman dropping, but
it's really a good idea when you're actually working, trying to.
Watch out, a team leader is falling behind.
Hold on. Oh, it's my lock. Trying to close a gap. That's usually how it goes.
Yeah, but the other thing to consider that in downhills, maybe doing a train isn't the wisest idea because there's this slingshot effect where you have to spend more green bar, basically accelerating after each corner, which
That's
isn't the most optimal approach. So that's the other thing. But I mean, Joe knows this, and he will try to pace as slow as he can to preserve the gap, I'd say. But
Hello.
also as fast as he can
wait.
to be at the front.
Oh, I think Joe is not gonna persist because the gap is actually increasing and falling for the A2 group.
But this might cost Joe something. But I mean, he's such a good player that he might still win.
Maybe so, but maybe not as much as it could have costed if he decided to persist at such a hard expense.
Yeah, Alder pacing, Ghosty pacing, probably Yak pacing.
Joe finally just simply waits instead of just going slower, and they're back together. However, um, Bravo has a decent lead here, but there's so much stage yet to go.
You know, I mean, does Joe technically need to pace? That's the other thing to consider because
Such percentage
No,
of
I don't
Bravo-
think he does, because even if Frabo wins the stage and the GC, I don't think he has a jersey win like Joe, so that might make the difference. I'm not sure. Joe won what, 2 stages? Yeah, I think he might actually have this.
if I were Joe, I mean, I would help the Peloton, of course. I wouldn't be a rat, but I would also just, not hurry. I would just, pace with Pitcock at like 85 or so.
I mean,
Pitcock is like 64, Mountain, so.
however, with more riders in the front, Frau might actually gain some good points for the KOM classification. If he
Yeah, I mean, how many points does Fortunato have? He might have.
Fortunato, I think, is the third place. Oh, second. I mean,
That's wait, hold up. That changes things a bit.
yes,
That-
it does. It might actually be in the interest of Joe to work, but let's keep in mind that, like me, Joe won't be the guy to drag others. If no one wants to work, Joe will not work alone because everyone needs to try to do the best of their race, and the only way they'll do that is by working together.
This hurts my brain. 5% gradient and Frabo having Fortunato in second wheel. That
Yeah,
hurts. You know,
I
like
have what you're saying there.
aerodynamic advantage. Did he ever hear it? Yeah.
I guess.
Okay, to switch it up a bit. That's nice. Okay, so he needs 4 after this climb, I think. He can't have 3 or 2 because that's suicide, considering the rest.
Definitely needs 4.
And I think he's attempting to do that because Sobrero is his 78 mountain and he's pacing with him. So 4 minutes, Jesus. But that still might mean nothing in the end. Just saying.
Exactly, because there's still a lot of climbing to be done.
Yep. And I mean, now comes the steep part. It seems like he's doing something between 65 and 70 or so because of the animation of Fortunato. So I mean, let's see. Because his yellow bar max will be very very low towards the end, I think, if he preserves. So we'll see.
But again, it's Frabo. We knew he would do this. We knew that he wouldn't just go and be happy about fifth or sixth or whatever he would end up with. Would be one or the other. So
Regardless of how his what his result will be, he will make basically he made sure that there will be gaps between GC leaders at the end of the stage, I think. Because the stage is a massacre, especially with 72 stamina. So it's like Sparta. No, well, not really, but you know what I'm saying. With bigger stamina values, it would be something like what is the hardest mountain stage you can think of? I mean, Yeah, Sparta, for example.
All right. So EMEA is actually clarifying that even if Frabo gets the KOM jersey, the stage, and the GC, I think Joe might still have a shot of being ahead by some points if he ends second on GC, even if this attack from Frabo works, which is still too soon to even consider that possibility.
If I were Joe, I wouldn't calculate like that. You never know what happens. So.
All right. I'm gonna leave you guys with Basso for a couple of minutes, as I need to take the small dog out, which is one of my dogs. It's actually a female dog, but the British could never find a way to do genders for dogs.
Something.
What? Sorry?
I thought it was a euphemism for something.
No. No. Not at all. All right. Basso takes over. I'll be right back. And guys, thank you for still being here.
Okay, so it seems like Frabo is doing his own thing, just minding his own business. Okay, he'll be taking the 20 points for the KM. Oh, unless Frabo protests, which I don't think he will. Yeah, he lets them go, which is the good thing to do, and he gained friends like this. But what he shouldn't have done is get fifth with Fortunato, because he just lost a few valuable points. Well, it is what it is. Seems like the peloton is breaking, and Ghosty is in the break with 4. So, interesting. That's a 1 minute gap to the peloton, or the remnants of it. So, let's see. Ghosty really going for it. He's pacing above 70. Looking at his animation of his riders. Even Buchmann. Oh, no. He's now dropped below 70. So he doesn't want to overextend just yet, because it's still 121 Ks to go. Just saying. Yeah, okay. Also, Alder with Bernal attacking again. These are some weird moves, but they still might work in the end. Okay, it seems like Valscheid might have the KM jersey, unless Fortunato wins like every horse category from this point onwards, which I don't think it will, unless, yeah, it's Frabo, it can happen. Either way, who do we have here? We have Joe with 3, but I believe he has one more at the front, and that should be Alex Dowsett with Ghosty. Yeah, with Ghosty. Alder attacking solo with wait, no, sorry, that's you. I apologize. Either way, Frabo pressing again on a not really important climb, which I think will hurt him a bit. Yeah, this stage is a massacre, as I had said already. The gap is down to 2.5 minutes, which means that the peloton seems to finally have woken up, which is good for the race, but not good for Frabo. Either way, let's see. So who do we have left in the peloton? It seems like it all calmed down. Jakub 75 Mountain seems to be dead, so Jakub is down to 3. So is Ghosty, unless I didn't see his 4 riders. And we stand, yeah. Ghosty doesn't seem to be happy with how things are developed. But I guess it's fine. Who we haven't seen attack at all was, I think, Jakub. He didn't overextend, so he might have the green bar advantage as of now. Let's see. What is Joe saying? I reiterate, people are more bothered about me than their own chances. Yeah, so Joe also seems to be a bit frustrated, which is logical. Frabo getting 3 minutes is never a good idea. Either way, he seems to pace with V8s, but the pace isn't really consistent, and he has to spend energy gluing it together, which I don't think he will be happy about. So, okay, car is back, so he has 4 again. He seems to have taken water with car and given it to Yates, and now he's making a 4-man train and just going for it. Yeah, that's the right thing to do to wake up the players, even if it costs a bit more. Green bar. Jakobs needs to directly respond, but I don't think it's his responsibility. And even if it is, he probably shouldn't have attacked directly to him, because the stage is still long. Even though Joe has the domestic advantage, he'll have to pace alone in a 4-man group, which means that his aerodynamic advantage will be way lower than, for example, Jakub, Hubi, or Ghosty. Let's see. I apologize. I had to be interrupted for a while. Either way, Hubi seems to respond again. Yeah, this is chaotic. I can't predict who will win this. Could be anyone really, depending on the race situation. There seems to be some beef in the chat, as there always is at the end of tours. Don't expect me to do anything if all you guys are doing is chasing me down. Yeah, that seems to be the story of our lives at some point, of all of us. I mean, everyone has probably gone through the gacho phase of everyone is pacing against me, Mödere, Sally Connard, yeah, and so on. I'm not French. I once I once swear in French. Anyway, Jakub seems to be pacing with Marcinski, who has dropped a bit earlier, I believe, and he has came back to peloton, so he can't have a lot of energy. Also, it does seem like it is at this point that green bar will start to really hurt everyone. So, because, you know, we aren't even at the halfway point of the stage, and maybe we are actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, we could be. It's 90k to go. Okay, so Jakub is taking the reign of the pack, which might be a good move, might not be, depends. Okay, Joe with 3 left, and Frabo still at 3 minutes. That's nice. But again, he had to spend a lot to get to this point, so let's see. I mean, Joe might win this, and he might lose it all with this move, because I mean, the climb isn't that steep, at least Passo di Valparola, so all will be decided on, I think it's Passo Joe?
Did I return? What did I lose? What's the situation?
You lost basically the whole race, so I mean,
I still have to go, but
just kidding. Joe attacked. He has got a gap of about a minute, if I recall correctly, but he's let down to 3 domestics, and I think he will be down to 2 after this climb. Then he will be left with D78 and himself. Frabo is doing Frabo things and going all out on a climb where he probably shouldn't. I'm not sure I like this, because I see Fortunato pacing above 70. And
okay, Emil. So, can we have a gap for Joe and the rest of the peloton?
So basically, Frabo. Wait, Emma, can you click on? I can't calculate like that quickly.
Like Jakob's leader, for example.
Yeah.
Alders, yeah, that works too.
Click again, and Joe. I think it's above 2 minutes. Yeah, and between him and Frabo, it's another 2 minutes. But as I said, Frabo is spending a lot. Okay, Alders.
Was it in this climb that Joe attacked?
It was actually on the false flat because no one wanted to pace with him. Look at the chat. If can you show TBD the chat, because it might give him a bit of insight on how things have went when he was gone. You know, people raging and people accusing each other.
I'm seeing just the end already having some idea.
Did the usual stuff.
Yeah. So Ghosty complaining that he's not gonna go because everyone closes him. But to be honest, he definitely would need something to happen if he still wants a chance at a medal.
I mean, this isn't the way Ghosty wins the medal, but I mean, what do we know? We don't see the bars of anyone, so you know, that's the thing. We can only guess. But he takes 6 points for the KOM. Just saying. So that's much.
But he was letting Yubi and Alder, I think it was sprint for the others while I was gone. So I guess there's still a shot for Yubi to keep the jersey.
There is. I think Fortunato will be his biggest challenger at this point. Because he's losing like 40 points on Valscheid, but look at the next 3 climbs. They should award 50 points. So if Frabo does well in all 3, he should.
Well, there's 50 points left. The gap is currently 34, so it's all gonna come down to how much Walshite can resist and if Frabo can take this attack until the end.
Yeah, that's true. And I think Valscheid should just wheel sack Martin at this point and wait for Joe, and try to get like 5th on the AC climb. That's the way he should do it.
Wait, why is the gap in someone that is dropped? You probably placed it in a helper instead of a leader.
You played it. If you put it in on a wrong rider, I think it's like 7 minutes at this point.
Yeah, put on a leader.
Like Bernal or Micah.
Micah, yeah. Perfect. To Thomas.
By the way, Micah is the name of sausage paste in Czechoslovakia. So that's a random fact you didn't.
Of course, they may have placed it for the front of the race, but it's easier to have the other one because oh, there we go.
Is the gap 8 minutes?
Yeah.
Wow, it was like 3.5 minutes the last time I checked.
Wow.
Like it was like 4 or 5. I was like,
Joe
sure.
has gained quite the gap. Can you show us the peloton real quickly? What are they doing?
What the hell is this? I didn't expect it. I was focusing on like Frabo
So,
fucking up, but it seems
Jakub
like
seems to be the one that actually wants something out of this. Because Jakub is the one seen pacing.
Joe doesn't seem to be too content with how things have gone, even though he has 5.5 minutes. Yeah,
Probably
yeah,
already complaining of resistance.
yes. I mean, I don't agree with. I mean, I agree with Frabo, but not for the reasons he thinks. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look at the size of the stage, and he went right from the start, so...
Yeah, that's to be expected. Okay,
One-
so... let's see. Okay, so now, what do we have here? I mean, Frabo is going to be better than Jakub, Alder, and Ghosty. And also
Yeah,
Yubi.
Walshite cannot obviously keep up.
Even if he paces at 60 or so, I think he still has it. That's way too much. And I'm sure the peloton will go unevenly. So there'll be attacks, then they stop, then they attack, then they
Around
stop.
3 minutes to Joe. I wonder, because Frabo went so earlier, if he can keep some form of gap until the finish line at this point. Oh, Ghosty now going.
Can Frabo win the GC? That's the question.
At this point, would come down to the KOM, and even then I'm not sure, depends on if he can get it or not. It is looking good for him in that regard, to be honest, but let's see.
Also, Ghosty going for the move might seal the third place in the GC if no one.
Joe, 3 minutes. There's still time, to be honest.
Wait, what I think both Frabo and Joe are doing is trying to basically zero their. I mean, put the yellow bar of their 78 mountain guys to 0 at the top of this climb, and the gap at the bottom was like 2 minutes and 3/4, and now
Yeah.
it's the same, which means that the yellow bar max of Dowset and Sobrero must be similar, which also means that they spent similarly when it comes to.
Well, they know they need to preserve the best conditions for that helper.
That's the way I see it. So let's see.
Yeah, they
Those
definitely
little
need.
things can be the difference maker, as I said.
Let's see, they're not playing bad. The big question here is Frabo chewing in more than biting on more than he can chew?
I mean, now it's only 5 minutes, so. But
Yep.
aren't they alone? Oh, I mean, except Hubie because he had the Valshed in the break, but
Yeah, the peloton is completely shredded right now. So everyone, as soon as Ghosty moved and people started to chase, everyone just tried to go on their own. And Jakob is the one behind, if I am seeing correctly.
that might not be a bad thing in this lobby actually. So that's yeah.
This is brilliant for Joe and Frabo, for example.
I mean, they still have the domestique and are like a million minutes ahead. So
Joe taking some
This climb is
what
fierce.
Frabo
30
should
seconds of that gap in the downhill.
look at the wall. What is the name of the climb of the HC climb? That is the penultimate climb.
Where you,
I mean,
America,
zoom in
you show us?
at it. It's like 5 kilometers at 13% or something. That's where green bar will matter. Like mad. You can gain 3 minutes or lose it if you have good management.
Oh, Frabo is starting to lose a lot of his gap now.
Yeah, that's the thing. But okay, he will gain 15 points for the IS, which might be another important factor to consider.
It doesn't change the fact that Joe, in normal conditions, has the green jersey almost locked. I might lock it here with even the third place for Thomas.
Yeah, but what if Frabo gets like third or second in the green jersey? So in that case, he would gain back some points, and that might be important
Yep.
for the overall classification of tour. So,
Well,
Frabo taking actively on the yellow part of the climb, which I like.
Bravo managed the gap for now. Let's see what the others do because still almost 4 minutes to go and almost
like
six.
zero pace in the peloton.
Yeah.
It's not good. They're going 50
Hey, mess.
out.
There's Alder, there's Ghosty, there's Jakob, and I'm guessing UB is behind.
Hubie's there.
Oh,
MS.
Kamino's there. Okay, just saw.
Okay, Rafal's still second in the points. Yeah, okay, probably. I mean, Fortunato can get second in the green jersey. Actually, the gap is only 13 points to Micah, and there are still 30 points to be gained. So
Yeah, trouble for Jakub, to be honest.
I wouldn't discount Frabo if.
Yeah. Realizing this, that is why Joe made the move. Joe usually knows his math when playing finals. However, let's see. This will be the decisive climb. Passo Ferreira, 13.7 kilometers, at 7.6 average at 2060 meters of altitude. 2060 meters.
Oof, now. Yeah, this is Frabo's moment. Either he managed well and he wins in a glorious way.
It's
or
a long climb and anything can still happen. So let's see if Frabo can, because this would be amazing from him if he actually secured here a stage win and even the GC. This would be beautiful to see, to be honest.
I mean, I would love to see that, but
And he's down to one. Let's see how long can Joe keep. Well,
yeah, the upside is that we could see that when Joe's riders went left and right. That's what happens when you're protected by a dying rider. You start
Yep.
to move.
oh
right.
yeah. As soon as I asked the question, as on cue, I got the answer. So they're down to one man each.
Oof! Now it's gonna be a slaughter. Now green bar will be decided. Okay, Jakub in the wheel of Ghosty, and let's see. If Frabo can maintain over a minute at the top of this climb, he could win the GC.
Let's see.
I mean, this isn't gonna be the most exciting thing to watch in the next 5 kilometers or so. It's just gonna be people pacing for the phone, but
And it's actually really exciting at this point. Frabo still has a good gap though.
yeah, that's true. But I mean, like it's just gonna be people going their own pace. I think that's what I want to say. And yeah, their green bars must be very very low considering how hard the race was. So that means their yellow bar max and the speed at which they recover yellow will also be compromised, which will also mean that, yeah, how they manage the downhill will be crucial too.
But what a fantastic way to end this tour. What a fight, man, between these two right now.
Place your bet. I think Joe keeps the yellow jersey, but Frabo gets the stage. And
I actually agree with you. Because what's Frabo's gap? Emma, can you show us quickly? Fortunato? 43 seconds. So technically possible, but Joe would need to chip a little bit over a minute because there's still the.
Frabo gains if he wins the stage. Okay. Oh fuck, he's dead. If he wins,
That's not good. It's Joe. Send us to Joe to see how he's doing.
yeah, Joe chose the more conservative approach and.
Okay, this might change things here.
Yeah, but Joe is also suffering. I think he would have gone harder than 70 if he wasn't dying. Yeah, Buchmann dead, Bernal dead, Maika dead as well. That's gonna hurt Jakub. Alder trying to drop Ghosty now. Frabo with 78 is climber ahead of UB and.
Oh, big trouble for Jakub.
Okay, now Frabo could pace UB back if he wants to be a good guy, but they'll probably count as team play, so I don't recommend he does that. Can you hear me properly, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, just saying. So, if Frabo wins 4 seconds on Joe, in the bonification, I mean, he also wins, I believe, 3 seconds on the intermediate sprints, because he wins both, which means minus 6 seconds, and Joe gets third and second, which means minus 3 seconds, so the difference is 3 seconds.
However, it's still good to remind everyone watching that Joe will probably have a bit more, will probably be a little bit better on the energy because Frabo literally died, so.
But also, I believe the climb wasn't auto pace. I think you still had the opportunity to go 60 actually with your runners. So it could be that Frabo just misjudged and he still has decent green bar, but yeah. Well,
and Joe apparently did a good job at recovering for the time he lost. A few seconds he lost to Frabo, so maybe Frabo.
Maybe Frabo went too hard in the downhill.
Yeah, I think Frabo went too hard in the downhill, but let's see. I mean, he knows his bars. He's actually in a good position, and he knows what to do in these types of positions. So let's see. Now, Bernal.
Alder could get third, I think, in GC. Because I don't think anyone's gonna phase in this group. Because, like, the beef...
And they actually were just sitting up. And now let's go see who wins this epic battle. Now Thomas putting pace. Now nothing's changing yet. But it is a 10-kilometer climb.
Yeah, if Frabo gets more than 36 seconds, he has the GC. If my calculations are correct. So,
Frabo needs yeah, if he gets 40 seconds, that's enough.
Yeah, I think the exact amount is 36 seconds, if my calculations are correct, because I think yeah, it's 36 seconds. Okay, Joe is pacing 60, which I'm not sure I understand.
Okay, we now have the confirmation that Frabo might actually take it all if he ends, and likely will end second in the green jersey, thus winning the KOM, second in the points jersey, and with the GC he might actually become champion. So,
well, now Joe is in trouble, it seems.
Yeah, big trouble. Time is getting short, and the gap is holding for now. However, we know that in the end, things might change quickly when they're about to arrive at those final kilometers and the pace needed. So,
can you tell me why Joe is pacing? Okay, he was pacing 60. So was Frabo at like 7% climb. I don't think they have 0 yellow bar. They should have some left. So I'm not sure what their strategy was there. Sure.
I think they were saving as much as they can for the ending. That will be hard because that's when people face the most.
Yeah, that's not the most rational thing to do if you're alone, but I digress.
Yeah, I don't know what happened for them to both do it. I mean, they're
I
both
mean,
thinking
maybe, I
similarly.
thought maybe there was some reason I didn't know about, so.
It's like I'm saying, whatever it is, they're thinking similarly. Will it work? Well,
Yep.
the gap is now falling, and while the stage might
40
still be,
seconds left for Frabo. He needs to have those 40 seconds.
he needs to keep those extra 40 seconds that you're speaking about. And at 1-2 to go, Joe really needs to kill as much as he can because the stage is for Frabo. And here he comes. Are we looking at the new champion of Tour?
Ooh, this is gonna
Oh,
be
it's dramatic. It's dramatic. I don't think he gets it.
Frabo's dead.
Frabo's dead.
47. 45. Ooh.
And the Elizabeth Frabo celebrates.
Quite a lot of energy, and he showed he was above.
Frabo wins.
Oh, I think he gets it.
We're waiting for the back markers.
Yeah.
Fairly numerous in this race.
Frabo, ladies and gentlemen, what a fantastic comeback. Can you mute him, please? It's not interview time yet. I mean, I'm happy for you, but we need to close the race. Calm down. And congratulations, man. That was spectacular.
I mean, it's Frabo. It should be Frabo.
No.
It's Frabo, right?
Yeah. Joe had a lot of stage points, but if this isn't Frabo, I'm gonna riot. Even though
No, I have a mountain
Well, Joe
100%.
did end second in the stage. The problem is that for Joe, the real problem, is that Frabo also gets second on
Mountain.
green jersey. Mountain and second on the green jersey.
yeah, and GC and the stage.
I have it.
Frabo has it, but we are waiting for official confirmation. But I can say that unless something has eluded us in our calculations, Frabo is, ladies and gentlemen, the champion of Tour. Let's wait for the confirmation. And as we wait, I think we can now finally listen to. Well, I would actually like to hear Frabo after we have confirmation, so we'll wait. In the meantime, Basso, a quick analysis of this bizarre, fantastic ending and stage and tour, because this was fun, man. What do you think?
Well, I mean, what was this stage even? All of our expectations were thrown out of the window. It was just,
Exactly.
you would think that Frabo would get swept away and destroyed in the last kilometers, but that's only assuming everyone worked together, which.
This was one of the most beautiful attacks I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, hats off, chapeau.
Indeed, Frabo, that was magnificent. We'll be talking to you in a bit. We're just waiting to get the official confirmation of points.
Okay, so here are the results. You should have clicked on podium, MA, for to have more suspense, but okay. Okay, so Frabo wins GC. Yep. Can you show us the
Can you
sprint?
show us the jerseys?
The intermediate sprint jersey. Oh, okay, so Frabo second. Yeah. Frabo
Well,
wins that.
Thomas climbs fourth, but I don't know if it's how many points it gives fourth in the KOM.
Frabo, this is yours. Should be.
No,
should be.
not fourth. I mean sixth.
No one's talking about you. I'm talking about Joe. We're trying to make the math here, but I think you have it. Calm down.
Okay, so it's 150 points for the GC and 110 for second, right?
I have to agree with Ibra in the chat. We talked about the good things of the race, but no one cared about it. So they didn't care about their own chances and made the yellow jersey, which is in this case is Joe, but could have been anyone else, lose. That's not the best way we want to see such a great tour end. The attack was beautiful. Joe's reaction was beautiful. That was an epic fight and all of that. But I think the rest of the lobby was not worthy to be here.
Okay.
This last stage.
TBD, can you give me the Frabo stage placements?
I can
Please?
indeed. I can indeed. Frabo had 19 points until stage 3 with 25. Yeah, that's 44.
Okay, 44 plus 150 is 194 plus
Joe has 70 on stage points.
194 plus 35 should be
I think it's enough.
229, and 20 should be 249 points for Frabo.
Okay, do
Write it
Joe's
down somewhere,
quickly
please.
then. 200
249.
then? Okay, got it.
Okay, 100
Please.
and 100 points for Joe. 15 for stage, 25 for stage, 25 for stage, and 5 for
80
stage.
points for stages, 80 points from stages.
Okay, 80 points for stages. Okay, thank you.
Winner of Green Jersey, fourth of KOM.
Okay, so that's 5, 40, 80. Yeah, Frabo has it. GG.
How much, by the way,
It's
so I can
only
keep track?
wait.
How much for Joe, so I can keep track and compare?
Around 229 or 230.
Okay, let's 229, 20 points. That actually seems, if not correct, just about. So I have no doubts at this point that Frabo has them, but we wait for the official. What?
Yeah, sorry, I interrupted you in an important moment. Anyway, I'm sorry if it's incorrect, but I've at least like give or take a few points. It should be. It should be. Pretty nice.
I think it is, give or take, yeah. I think it's correct, and I think Frabo with that last stage completely deserves it. I am just, I'm just at awe and shock in the possible way, because after seeing the other guys playing tonight, this was such a great tour. What a wonderful last stage, but no one else caring about their races or their own positions, damaging their own chances to do the best they could. That pretty much left the yellow jersey to die, so to speak. And I wouldn't even say that he didn't deserve to win, because he did, obviously. Nothing against that. It was a very good move. But I don't think the rest of the lobby was up to these two, and this evening, this night at least, I don't think they were deserving of being here. That's my opinion.
Absolutely. Like,
What do you mean, Fravo?
I'm really not proud of how the last four players. I mean, the players last in the GC played. That was a bit shameful. I I mean, it is a final, but
70 points on stage, not 80. So your calculations were almost correct.
Yeah.
Would only be missing by 1 point. So we have confirmation of what's going on here, and it will be. All right, I will talk about that in a second. First, we have confirmation of the official results. In sixth place, Yubi, 55 points. In fifth place, Ghosty, 75 points. In fourth place, Jakob, 90 points. In third place, Alder, 140 points. And the winner of this tour, ladies and gentlemen, Frau, I'm so sorry to tell you, but you won! Bravo, first place, 249 points, and Joe Whiteley second, 210, so 39 points. Everything changed in that last stage. Frabo did a fantastic third stage. And obviously, we're going to hear our champion first, Frabo. Were you stressed during that last stage? Because that was a long move, right from the start.
Yeah, it was.
That was
Seriously, I didn't realize it yet because I never been PCM since a lot of time. Never been so stressed knowing how the game mechanics are. I was very scared.
That
was really
was
scared.
beautiful to see, and I was talking a little while. I'm gonna ask you both, Joe and you, this. Do you think that the other players were up to the rest of you two in this lobby?
No, seriously. I think that the problem was the green bar. The stamina was too low, and people always thinking about the consequence during the stage, and never thinking about doing good attacks. And yeah, I think
I guess
honestly, I never paced. I always put doing the attack behind someone. The my
Okay,
leader.
sorry to interrupt you. I'll get back to you in a second. I was already going to say this, but the IMA has already made an official statement. For evident and clear reasons, the PCM IMA presidency has decided to cancel the 22-23 Champions League and voiding all results obtained in this one. Thank you. You were saying, Frabo? You were saying, Frabo?
Yeah, Frau here. I can feel your excitement.
No, I
Judging by
think
the
if
way
I
it
was
was.
Frabo, I would be super hyped. Well, that was really fantastic. That was an epic comeback. Did you
You
have
deserve to hear the Italian anthem.
you deserve it. You will hear it soon, and I must tell you again, congratulations, man. That was just fantastic. Did you have any doubts that you were going to attack since the beginning, or was it already on your mind going into the stage?
I had some strategies. When I attacked, the previous stages. I was sure that I would have not lose time. So this is I was sure about that. So I already thought about taking points on KOM and maybe Green Jersey, and I was sure that maybe in the final counting could be help me, and it helped me a lot.
Bravo. Is this your first gold medal in the Champions League?
Yeah, in IMA event, yes.
All right, congratulations, man. I'm really, really happy for you. And do you think you can win one finally at the World Championships?
I don't know. Maybe now I can play with the free mind, thinking I did it one time, I can do another time. But
Well, one time is usually what it takes to start doing things because if you don't do one, you never started. So, best of luck, Frabo. I really hope to see you win gold sooner rather than later. I hope all goes well for you. Congratulations once again. Thank you so much for coming, Frabo. We go now
okay,
to
see
Joe
you.
Whiteley.
Again, GG, Frabo.
GG, Frabo. Joe Whiteley,
Yeah.
I know that normally you would say I prefer not to speak if I speak and I make trouble, but actually this is the time to speak. Tell us, what are your thoughts?
No, I mean, I'm just glad that Frabo won, to be honest, because, I mean, I wasn't paying too much attention to what was going on behind, but at one point I think me and Frabo had like 7 minutes of an advantage.
8, actually, at some point.
Yeah, I just think it was very shameful. I mean, you're gonna hate me for saying it, but Frabo definitely did deserve to win it, but you can't help but think it did impact the race in a negative way for me. But I mean, it could have impacted it in a negative way towards Frabo as well. But he did a very good attack. It's just, I don't know. I think you don't want to see that in a competition really for the other placements. I mean, yeah.
Yes, I understand what you're saying, and this is why I asked to Frabo, because in my opinion, it is important to at least discuss how it could have impacted or not the race, so I'll ask you as well. I mean, what we saw factually was Frabo doing his attack, you chasing him and attacking yourself, taking that initiative because no one was even willing to work. And then we saw no one else caring, no one else doing anything to catch any of you. Do you think that these guys were up to the standards of you and Frabo in this particular evening? Do you think they deserve to be there after what they did?
I mean,
Mm.
they deserve to get there because obviously, well, they got to the final. I can understand why it happened because one another's not going to ride, especially if you're in Ghost's shoes. You're definitely not going to want to ride for other people. But you asked me how did it impact the race? I think you said.
Well,
Okay.
I
So,
have my own. Wait. I have my own opinion about that, but I wanted to hear yours. If you think that if that impacted or not, and
No,
if
yeah,
it
yeah,
could
yeah.
have been a decisive factor for the outcome.
Yeah, I think for the GC it didn't change any. Well, it definitely didn't change anything in the end because Frabo was probably going to win anyway, and I was going to come second. The gap was just that big. I just think I said it in the chat. It's the secondary classifications because obviously prior to this stage, I already had pretty much won the intermediate sprint jersey by winning 2 stages, so that
Yes.
wasn't going to change. But Frabo, I think he was like second or third in the KOM. He ended up going on to win that. And I don't think he was anywhere in the intermediate sprints, and he ended up coming second in that. So he gained quite a lot of points from that in positions he might not have done if he hadn't have been unchallenged, alone out front. But like I said, I can't take anything away from him because he played very well.
No, I don't think anyone will ever take anything away from him because what he did was just what an epic comeback, what a fantastic attack, what a beautiful stage, all of that. However, the impact that could have had forget GC because as we've just said, what Frabo did, full credit. However, as you speak and well, the secondary jerseys did also matter in that fight for the overall.
Yeah, they did because I mean I wasn't challenging for the KOM before, but I also didn't get. I think I got 5 points from the KOM anyway. But like I said, I don't think Frabo necessarily would have won the KOM in a normal situation because I think Hubie's rider actually got like 110 KOM points. I mean, very rare do you see someone with 110 KOM points losing the KOM jersey. Like,
True.
and then obviously as for the green jersey, Frabo I don't think was even in the top 5 going into that stage. So
Yeah.
for him to come second, yeah, because obviously
It is.
he got the 2 intermediate sprints and the stage wins, so he
I
nearly
have a
beat me in
technical
the end.
question, Joe. I might.
Yeah. Go.
If I listening, yeah, didn't want to interrupt you, but can I ask why? I'm just interested to see why did you base 60 at the beginning of the last climb?
I just didn't really think because I
No,
thought the time
no.
was.
Sorry to interrupt you. If you could speak a little bit louder, because we're having some sound issues
Um,
with you,
yeah, I mean, okay. Well,
if possible, just for everyone
I
to
mean,
hear you.
I'm talking normally anyway, so
All right, go.
I think my mic's probably involved for a while. Yeah,
Okay, it's
I
good now.
went 60 at the bottom of the climb because like my bars were quite low, and I didn't think. I felt quite a lot during the stage that I was going to not make it with green bar.
I
I
mean
think
that's.
at the end of the stage I had like a sliver of green bar. Obviously, as you know, if you lose all your green bar,
May I ask about your level of yellow bar at the bottom of the climb? Like, was it
I
like
don't
one
know.
thirty?
It was low. It was low, but I don't. I think I had more than. Well, I did have more than 5 because
Do you think that perhaps if you had paced more consistently, you win the GC, and as a consequence win tour, or
No, I don't
was it?
think I could have done anything different.
Okay,
At
okay,
least
thank you.
I don't think so.
I mean,
Uh, yeah,
this
go, Basso.
I must say, it could have been either you or Frabo. It was just a matter of seconds. So
Yeah,
good
indeed.
job. And I don't
Uh,
want to grill you anymore.
No, no.
okay, Joe.
You're,
Before
you're
the before the usual world championship questions, I just want to ask one thing. Did you learn something out of this stage? Do you think that if you find a similar situation in the future, would you be able to prevent it better, for example?
There's nothing you can do when the other 4 people ride like that.
Indeed.
If that's the situation, whoever attacks first wins.
Yes, of course. That's what I mean. Because Frabo's attack, he has all the credit for that. I'm speaking about how the rest ended up impacting GCs and the mess that ensued. Uh, but you're probably right. It's a lobby is at the very least 6 people, and they all contribute to the result one way or the other. Even with Frabo fully deserving that GC, the rest could have been different.
If I'd have sat with them, or if I would have tried to, you know, negotiate a pace, then I would have just lost the silver medal anyway. So I thought, well, I'm taking
Likely,
my
yeah.
gifts. I don't really care about another gold medal or a silver medal, or whatever. But if it means undeserving people don't get medals, then yeah, they shouldn't.
3-4-3, almost so close to the battery.
Yeah, I mean, Not too bothered about that, to be honest.
All right, and what do you expect to do in the World Championship? Another gold medal?
I mean, it's still nearly, but it's like 2 months away, I think, isn't it? But
Well, we're
think-
all already in the preseason for it, so to speak.
well, I think quite a lot of good players were missing from the Champions League, so I have to take it with a little bit of salt, but pinch of salt, as they say.
That is also a big true, as we all know. Everyone comes back for the World Championship. All right, Joe.
Joe,
Best of luck. Oh, yeah. I think Basso has
one
more
last
questions.
question. Yeah, we're grilling you here for way too long, I know, but yeah. So first of all, you shouldn't be disappointed. You won 2 disciplines out of 3. I mean, out of the main disciplines anyway, and got second in the first. So it's like it's the best result you could have
No, I know.
hoped.
I'm definitely not disappointed, but it's just
It's
I'm
just
disappointed for the competition that this was the last, well, not last event, but you know what I mean.
All
the other
right.
question.
Oh, you still have? No. Go.
Yeah, I'm overextending this, I know, but the other question: what do you think should the stamina value should be of the ADP?
Not 72.
I believe it
I'll
should be
I'll leave it
higher.
to people's interpretations, but I think
Well,
Okay.
I'm sure you'll if you watch the if you catch the replay on IMA's YouTube and Twitch, you'll see that me and Basso did actually talk about it for a while at several points of the
I
race.
think I know the stage was a little bit weird, but for me to not nearly have any green bar at the end of a 190-kilometer stage, there's probably something wrong. So, and I think Frabo was the same. I don't think he had much green bar left. So I think it is not concerning, but if you increase the endurance, you get to pick a wider variety of stages. But I'm not really bothered.
All right, thank you, Joe, for being here.
Thank you.
Miko, you can go to places I won't say now because I wasn't the only one in interviewing, and every commentator has the right to ask their questions. So shove it. Thank you so much for being here, Joe. Best of luck for your future tournaments. And now we go to the podium ceremony in honor of tonight's champion, Bravo.
Iggy, can you take over for a while here? I have to do a few things around the house.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Congratulations, Frabo. That was in your honor. You are the champion this evening. Now we move to the remake. Now we. Oh, sorry, double sound. Wait. Okay, now we move to the remaining interviews as we have here 2 more players. We're gonna hear Alder first. I know Yubi arrived before, but Alder is the bronze medalist. Buenas noches, Alder.
Hi.
How would you consider that race win for you? Was bronze something you were satisfied with, or do you think you could have done more?
Yes, I'm very happy for play the final and
Well, you don't
congrats.
seem
Bravo.
But do you think it's a good result, nevertheless?
Yeah, yes. In the podium, I feel good.
All right. Do you think you can try and capture gold at this year's World Championships?
Yes,
Tell me something because we were talking about it with Joe and Bravo. Do you think that the rest of the lobby was very passive on that final stage? Alder?
hi, hi. Hola.
Don't know if you heard my question or not.
Yes, the last stage.
Yeah, if in the last stage,
Bravo.
do you think
Yes, Bravo attack in the
do you
correct
think
moment
that
and
you
kill
and
him.
the guys behind could have done a bit more to try and catch them, try to fight for something more?
Yes, I try to attack in the first line, I think, but I can with the riders here too alone.
I hate to
And
interrupt you,
Joe,
but tú puedes
Yeah.
hablar en español, and TBD will translate it to English.
okay.
If that,
De- déjame decirlo de otra manera. ¿Crees que fueron demasiado pasivos en la última?
Sí, en la última un poco. Yo intenté atacar, pero eh, me persiguieron todos y no pude salir al ataque en la última parte de la etapa.
All right. Alder saying that yes, he does agree that they were a bit passive on that one, more than they should have. He still tried some attacks, as we saw. ¿Por qué crees que fue que tanta pasividad ha acontecido?
Con Joe no sé por qué siempre están contra mí, pero él jugó muy bien y nada, felicitarlo.
All right. Aller saying that it's hard to explain. He also he really doesn't know why it happened. I think it's just things that happen, and exactly probably the best answer. Son cosas que pasan simplemente, ¿cierto?
Sí, sí, al fin y al cabo cada uno hace su carrera.
Gracias. Basto, do you have any question you want me to ask him? Wait, is Basto still here?
hold up. Sorry, I turned off my mic by mistake. You can, if you don't understand, you maybe TBD can translate to Spanish. I mean, I'm not sure. I think your English is good, but some people asked in the chat, so that's why I told
If
TBD.
needed, I can. What do you want to
Okay.
ask? But
Okay.
ask in
So
English to him, and I'll translate if needed.
okay, congrats for the bronze medal. Some people, first of all, good job, but some people accused you of playing terribly. So, I mean, I won't comment on that. It's your style of gameplay, and it kind of worked. But what can you say to them? The motives, the explanation behind how you played today, especially in the last stage. Like, was it a plan to attack on the penultimate climb and then just go? Did you just go along with it, or was like what was your plan coming into the last stage? Not sure if my question is coherent. I don't think it. I don't think it is.
I can translate that for you. Uh, He dicho que enhorabuena, has ganado la medalla de bronce. Algunas personas te acusaron de jugar terriblemente. Él no vaya a comentar eso. es tu estilo de juego, pero puedes decirnos lo que pasó, si era un plan para a atacar a la penúltima subida.
Sí, creo que yo ataqué al principio, pero no tuve la oportunidad de cazar a mis corredores delante. Entonces no tuve otra opción que quedarme atrás en el pelotón y esperar hasta la última subida para intentar conseguir la medalla de bronce. Sí,
Dirías
creo que
que,
no tenía más nada que hacer.
okay. Others saying that he he attacked when he thought it was a good time because all he had to do was to get the bronze medal. There wasn't much more than he could do, and so he did what he thought was the best for him, pretty much in the in the short version. Um, anything else, Basso? Basso?
Lo siento, lo siento. Gracias, Alder.
Gracias.
How would you say good luck? Like it,
Buena
as a say.
suerte.
Buena suerte, sí.
Buena suerte para los mundiales, Valer. Gracias por estar aquí. Cumpleaños por el tercer lugar.
Gracias. Un saludo a
GG,
Joe.
Elder. GG.
Gracias. And we move to Yubi. Yubi, you still here?
I am.
Yubi, you've heard there were people talking in the chat. Us commentators also were opinionating. Joe talked about it. Frabo talked about it. Aller, as he said himself, there wasn't much more that he could do than to try and secure the bronze medal. There was a lot of talking by many people about what the rest of the lobby did and if they could have done more. What do you think?
Last stage, very tricky. First of
Yeah,
all,
last-
Bravo attacks was kinda expecting that someone goes early. I think that's nothing too special. And then Joe went. And then behind it was like that. Ghost had 4 riders. Jakub had 3 and was pacing most of the time, so he lost the 4th rider there. And me and Alda were battling for KOM, and at some point, when me and Alda were with 2 riders behind, Jakub had 3 and goes to 4th. Jakub simply, I guess, couldn't pace anymore, and Ghosty said, "Nah, I don't pace for Alda," and so the pace totally stops.
Yeah, I remember he said
Yeah.
also something along the lines of, "You guys keep closing me, so I'm not going to be the one working." Do you remember
I
that?
don't. Yeah. I actually disagree with Ghostin, though. I think
Also,
Alda played it like you should play it. He played QM, scored the points there, and behind, I see no sense to pace the whole group when you have 2 riders and the enemy have 4. Even if a rider ahead, but I wouldn't do it also in Alda's case, so it was right what he has done, in my opinion at least.
so you think
And I
Ghosty
think,
and Jakob should have done more, for example?
as we saw, Jakub did the most, I think. He died first, and
Yes.
luckily he
Yes.
secured P5 in GC at the end. So I think you can't blame Jakub, but Ghosty had 4 riders and didn't pace. I know he won't carry us the whole stage, but he was the only one who didn't do any attack on the stage.
True.
And for me, I really like Ghosty personally, but he has to blame himself what happened. He didn't attack, and then was in the defensive, and then he didn't want to pace for us. So understandable, but he can't blame anyone else, I guess.
I remember saying during the stream that it was as Ghosty was absent from the race. Right now, I can actually say it was as if he hadn't even arrived yet. Do you think that Ghosty was in fact lost in his mind at some point, that which led to him being passive? Do you think that something made him unhappy and he just decided to do minimum?
Yeah, I think basically he just knew he's on the worst position possible. He is the most riders, is not ahead in GC, and the others were ahead, and they could rely that they have more points so far. They could play for the third place in GC. I think he just placed himself in the worst position possible on the stage, and then it escalated, I would say. It
All right.
looks really weird at the end,
Yeah.
but it's tactic in PCM.
Indeed, like it or not, there's a lot of that. What did you see? What
Yeah.
did you say?
Yeah, and with these low stamina, sometimes the pace stops completely because we don't have really domestics who can help, and then like a 10-minute gap can happen, and so it happens. But it's just a
Sorry to interrupt you.
game,
Do you
and
think that for some players, the fact that there's a difference on the evolution of Green Bar and its loss from 21 to 22 has caused in their mind some sort of a placebo effect that they should attack as least as possible and try to be as most conservative as possible, while players like Joran Frabo proved tonight that isn't the case, and there's more that you can do. Would you agree with that?
yeah. Actually, it starts with in what position in the peloton are you? Are you ahead? Are you behind the pacers? Are you hold back? And this is just annoying. Nobody wants to be the first leader in the peloton, and it's terrible. And also for me, I wanted to attack at some point, but I just watched my bars and I thought, when I do follow Bravo at this moment at the start, behind is 4 versus 2, we never survived this. And maybe I can't even secure QM, so I need to stay passive and score points with him and so. And then also I trapped myself there behind and just watched my bars and controlled at front with QM, and I also lost maybe even a medal, even I was behind in points before the stages. I lost also my medal on the last stage. So I think you're right that this new system is made people play more passive or even more aggressive, and it's weird the gameplay, but it's also tactical still, not just bar saving.
All right,
Okay.
Yubi,
Thank you, Yubi.
please shoot, Buster, if you have any question.
Yeah, Yubi, I just like to congratulate you for trying something, even if
Yes, me as well, to be honest.
I didn't quite understand what you tried to do in the first stage, but other than that, I applaud your game, and it was fine. You didn't really wheel suck or anything. At least I hope I didn't see the whole story, but the whole race. But GG, and I hope that the words that were said in this lobby and in these interviews will be put forward to the World Championships organization, and to perhaps rethink the height of the stamina stat for the World Championships. So maybe I'm not sure if I made myself clear, but
You
I
did,
hope.
and at least to me, and people in this community, with few exceptions, are all smart. So I think everyone gets what you say, and I agree.
Oh, okay, that's that's amazing. So I'm not the only one who thinks that. Either way, thank you, Hubie, and I think this concludes the interviews unless Ghosty wants to come, right?
Also, Yubi, congratulations on Leverkusen actually going through after penalties. It's always fun to see our club pass, especially when the situation is a drama. So, grats, man.
Yeah, this was also the reason why I lost contact in stage 1. I looked
Well-
at football, and 10 seconds later I was behind, and I thought I could switch back and maybe have one wireless, or I played passive, but I managed to limit the damage, but I'm not unlucky how it went today. And
Well, our team is
of
our
course
team,
my
right?
football
So-
club won, so
The main thing is that Leverkusen won.
yeah.
Exactly.
That's more
I
important than
That's
winning
more
I think-
important, as it should be.
PCM.
I think
Yeah.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. Our team is our team, and if it was Benfica, I would be worrying more about seeing the game. So I can understand that. Grats, Yubi. Best of luck for tomorrow. You have 2 finals, and I hope that you will celebrate 1, maybe even 2.
GG, Hubie.
I hope so. I'll see you
right.
tomorrow, hopefully.
Thank you so much for being here, Yubi. And right now, we are done with the interviews. I would like to thank Basso and Emea, as always, for being here. Joe, Alder, Frabo, Yubi. I think those were the only 4 that came for interviews. Yes, Jacob and Gosti could not make it, but a big thanks to them for playing the Champions League final, helping us to provide some entertainment for our viewers. It's for all of you that we do this. I am the Big Dog, and before I say the final goodbyes, I just want to ask Amea, what's the next stream we have, if any? Technically tomorrow. Might be. Yeah, I don't know either if I'll be here tomorrow or not, but I'll let you know as well. So maybe we can stream the ITTTTT to tomorrow. That's it. That is if at least one of us makes it on time. If not, we are always gonna do like inline and put in an external streamer, and if I get on time, I can still call some of the action. So otherwise, it will be Omnium on Monday. So until then, keep following the streams of our players, of our members of the community. They always have some fun content. There's a lot of PCM to be seen, and soon the World Championships will be here. From me, the Big Dog, I send a big thanks and much love to all of you. It's for all of you that we do this. This was the Champions League. Tonight's champion is Il Grandissimo Framo, and I wish you all the best possible life you can have every single day. Until we meet again, have a nice night.
This match was brought to you by Heineken and MasterCard, UEFA Champions League official sponsors.